controls, man. Come the fuck on, dude. Come the fuck on, dude. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, son of a bitch. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Stop it! He's a fucking ass. He's a fucking ass. Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, son of a bitch. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? He's a fucking ass. He's a fucking ass. Fuck! 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 I pressed jump. Oh my god! Come on, man. Yo, it's mad hard to make the jump at the end because then you fucking have a giant gap. What a bunch of assholes. He's a fucking ass. He's a fucking ass. He's a fucking ass. He's a fucking ass. So his stage was mad short, but it was hard because of that fucking jump. Platform jumps. Alright, Gutsman is fucking toast. He's a fucking ass.
You want to play the
He's a
fucking
fucking
game?
ass.
The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight and volume. The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight. The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight. The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight and volume. The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight. The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight. The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight. The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight and volume.
I love Hulk Hogan's dick.
The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight, 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 of mass and weight. The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money.
The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight. The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight. The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight. Mass and weight, mass and weight. The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight. Mass and weight, mass and weight. The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight. Mass and weight, mass and weight. The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight. Mass and weight, mass and weight. The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain
Oh, here
has
we go.
lots of
Now
mass and weight. Mass and weight.
Piece of shit.
The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight. Mass and weight.
All right.
The rain is very heavy, heaviest of rain. Just the rain has lots of mass and weight.
I don't think about things that we can't. You do. You probably know way more about the fucking game than I am, because you're an idiot. You're obsessed with
bullshit.
Go, fatty fat fuck. Tiger, row, tiger, row. You're supposed to be following the game, following the fun gameplay, and chilling and relaxing with me.
I don't know what it is about you. but you got me feeling some kind of way. I'm gonna dive right in, I don't care. Give me the word, tell me what do you say. I think I know what I want, come on and vibe with me. Don't let it go, I just want you to stay. I think I know what I mean, come on, get lost with me. Don't let it go, don't let it go. I don't know what it is about you.
Thanks to Jubbity Bubbity for joining the Hate Army.
You're the fire in my eyes, you're my ecstasy. And I'm not gonna keep my feelings at bay. I think I know what I want, come on and vibe with me. Don't let it go, I just want you to stay. I think I know what I need, come on, get lost with me. Don't let it go, don't let it go.
We're soulmates.
My history is old news, baby, you're the one I need. We can take it slow, baby, I'm happy going at your speed. What can I do to make you see me in a perfect night? Need you to see it, need you to be with me tonight.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. Pre-stream podcast. How is everyone? I hope you're all doing well, and I hope you're ready because today is a big new release day.
So if you're gonna be an
Of course,
asshole,
with many
you're gonna be
coming
treated
up
like an asshole.
the
You're gonna
next
be shown
month
the
or
door.
so. I am Darkside Phil. Today is Thursday, the 17th of February, 2022, and allow me to welcome you
The Ziggy
to
Piggy's
this very
back.
epic and special edition of the pre-stream podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, today is King of Fighters 15 Day. That means today is the release of the King of Fighters 15 for every single console possible. Not really. Basically, it's on Xbox Series S and X. It's on PlayStation 4. It's on PlayStation 4 Pro. It's on PlayStation 5. And it's on PC. Okay? No Xbox One version. And because of that, that is why I opted to get the PlayStation 5 version. And you might say, what's the difference between all these different versions of the game? PlayStation 5 version, although it does actually have more input lag than the Xbox version, because I had a choice between Xbox Series X and PS5.
fucking
It's going to have way more players. Why? Because it's actually cross-platform with everyone playing on PS4. So the player base in general is going to be much larger. And I know from experience, when you are drawing upon a much larger player base, you have a chance to get better connections and more frequent matchups when you're playing a game online. Let's be honest, although fighting games do have an offline component, the majority of fun you're going to get, and of course the longevity that you're going to get out of a fighting game, is based on your online experience against other people all across the globe. So, I figured better get the version that has the most people playing it. Now, hopefully, over time, perhaps they'll patch the game and reduce the input lag or make all the versions equal. Right now, the actual best version is PC, which has almost no input lag. I saw the stats this morning. I was like, whoa, that's like way low for a fighting game. But I have no capability to play this on PC, maybe in the future. And also, another thing is if things go well with my coverage of the King of Fighters 15, and you guys like the game and I like the game and it becomes something that's an ongoing series that I do maybe a couple times a week, there's potential that I could always buy the Xbox Series X version as well. I actually have a joystick, a Hori joystick, for both PlayStation and Xbox. I can play with, great controls on both. So, it was a hard decision, quite frankly, to determine which version I wanted to get. And I was mulling it about the last few days, but finally I came to the conclusion I want to play the version that's going to have the most people playing it. Excuse me. So, there you go. That's why I got the PS5 version. So, the King of Fighters 15. Wow. I got a lot to say about this one. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, a large amount of this pre-stream podcast, the majority of it, is going to be about the history of the King of Fighters franchise. I'm going to tell you all about how it came about, what was unique about it when it actually premiered in the 1990s, my history as a lifelong fan of fighting games, playing the King of Fighters in arcades, and then what happened to the series over the years, even leading up to the last version that I actually played for YouTube and on streams. And basically, it's going to be all about King of Fighters here on the pre-stream. By the way, all of my gameplay streaming today is also about the King of Fighters 15. So, if fighting games are not your cup of tea, okay? If you don't care about the King of Fighters 15 or its history or any of this, and you don't care about this game, I hear you. Not everyone is into fighting games. What I would say is, why don't you give it a shot today? Just for the heck of it. Why not stick around for a little bit and give it a look? If you like it, great, stick around. Welcome, because I'm going to be doing a lot of this game soon, in the next week or so. If you don't like the game, that's okay. You don't have to be here for it. Tomorrow, I'll be playing Horizon Forbidden West all day long. I'll be balancing Horizon with King of Fighters over the next week. It's not just going to be constant King of Fighters stuff. I'm going to alternate. That's why I like being a variety streamer. Even though I'm going to put a significant amount of time into a new fighting game franchise, it doesn't mean that it's all I'm doing, and you won't be bored if you don't like fighting games. Okay? So,
If I could get down on my
let's
hands
get started.
and knees
First
and
of all,
say
let's
thank you and
talk
still be
about
on camera,
the schedule.
I would
So
do
you
it.
guys know exactly what is going on over the course of the next week. Today, the King of Fighters 15 all day long. We're going to be starting off here on the pre-stream podcast, giving the history of the series and all kinds of information about it. Then when we get to gameplay, it's going to be checking out all the offline content. Of course, if there's a tutorial, trials mode to try to teach you the basics of the game and stuff like that. Personally, I understand the basics of King of Fighters. What I don't know are what are the new systems in place for this iteration. Usually, every time that there's a new game, they add something new, they tweak something, they change something. And I actually did play both betas of this game, but I did not do any research before I played them, so I did not understand the actual combo system. Apparently, there's like canceling between moves and stuff in the combos, and I didn't really understand how to do it. I was just starting to maybe get a handle for it and kind of understand it, but then the beta ran out. So there was no real time to figure it out, okay? So obviously, I need to do some offline gameplay first, messing around with certain characters, maybe taking them into the training mode and seeing what their basic strategies are, the properties of their moves are. And I would like to play through the arcade mode a few times to try to see the stories of various teams. You know, this game is a team-based game, and basically when you have a team of 3 certain characters, you get a story ending if you beat the game with them. I wonder who the final boss is. Usually the final boss is an unplayable character. So I'm excited to see what they have in store for us. Now, that's not going to be the whole first stream. What I'd like to do is get through the tutorial stuff, learn the basics of the game, maybe pick 1 or 2 teams, learn some stuff with them, and then go online and do some online play too. I kind of want to do a little of everything in my initial 3-hour stream of this game today, okay? Then, I was wondering what I'm doing with my mustache. Apparently I have a hair here, and it's poking me in the nose. I have a mustache here that's like poking up into my nostril, and it's bothering me. I might have to go into the bathroom and trim it, because it wasn't like that yesterday, and all of a sudden I'm talking on the pre-stream like, one of the drawbacks of having a mustache. Anyway, that's the entire first stream, 3 hours of King of Fighters fun. Then my late stream tonight at 6:45 p.m. Pacific time is more King of Fighters. There's going to be a whole day of King of Fighters today, okay? I really want to immerse myself into the game, all right? And have a lot of fun, okay? So, it's good stuff. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. And, should be a good time. All right? It should be.
Fun.
Now, that's today. Tomorrow, we're kind of doing the same thing, but we're doing it with Horizon. Tomorrow, all day long, is Horizon Forbidden West on stream. Okay? Pretty cool. I'm excited for this. I hope you guys are excited too. Great game. By all reports, all the early reviews say it's outstanding. And I cannot wait for some fun stuff tomorrow when it comes to Horizon to see what they've done with this game, how it performs on PS5, which apparently is gorgeous. Should be a great start, okay? And that'll be both streams tomorrow as well, okay? Saturday, more King of Fighters on the main stream, and that's going to be paired with a late night stream of Pokemon Legends Arceus, okay? And then on Sunday, it'll be more for Horizon Forbidden West. That'll be paired with a fun, chill, late night stream of Skyrim Anniversary Edition to end my streaming week. Monday is my day off. Next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, again, it'll be a balance between the 2 main games on the main streams. Of course, as we all know, this is all building up. Next Friday, Elden Ring, which is the big one everyone's been waiting for, including me. We're all super hyped for Elden Ring, right? We can't wait. But we'll talk more about that next week. There's no reason to get that far ahead of ourselves. Cool. A couple of housekeeping things before we jump into my main segment, which is going to be talking about the history of King of Fighters, okay? First of all, we have hit the record number high of members we've ever had on this channel, 373. That's the most we've ever had. Now, I'll be covering non-stop new releases for weeks. Every single day here, there's new release coverage. Whether it's King of Fighters, Horizon, Elden Ring, we head into March. There's many more new releases coming out. Again, we're ahead of ourselves. But now, this is the time, all right? If you have been waiting to become a channel member, now would be a great time to do so. You're going to get many, many benefits out of being a channel member if you're one right now, including things such as a highlighted name in stream chat, also a highlighted name in video comments, a cool chat crown badge to show how long you've been a supporter, again, both in stream chat and video comments. You don't have to abide by the slow mode rules of the stream chat at all. You can talk as much as you want. You get access to all of my emotes, again, both in stream chat and video comments. In addition to that, there are further benefits. For example, my bi-monthly show Ask the King, where I answer your questions. If you are a member, you get priority access to get your questions answered, and that show will be coming up in early March. So it makes sense to join now and get your questions answered on that show live, right? In addition to that, when we do special monthly events, members get priority access, and I'll give you a perfect example here. If we hit the 400 total members that I'm looking to get in the next, week and a half, 2 weeks by the end of this month, we hit the goal. It's the return of the Viewer's Choice event. This is when you guys, the viewers, nominate and vote on games. The winner, I will do a full playthrough of here on stream. Okay, that's a tremendous amount of power because that's an ongoing playthrough that could last a long time. I mean, previous playthroughs have been games like Fallout New Vegas, the Persona series, the Yakuza series, Super Mario Sunshine, the Sonic series, Spyro the Dragon, Crash Bandicoot, just to name a few. Pretty awesome series. And if you're a member, members get priority access to nominate and vote. They're actually going to get a game into the final poll, just the members. While everyone else, thousands of people, will be competing to get their games nominated. Only a few hundred will be able to get a game nominated and into that final poll.
I don't have money to
right
do
away.
it. I don't have money
okay?
to do it. I don't have money to do it. I don't
Now,
have money to do it. I don't have money to do it. I don't
on
have
top
money
of
to do
all
it.
of
I
that,
don't have money to do it.
I cannot promise you the following, but I can tell you I will make an honest effort. If the King of Fighters 15 actually has a working and good lobby system, meaning I can make a private lobby and personally invite certain people, maybe there's a password protection system, excuse me, or maybe you can personally just manually invite certain people, all right, then maybe we could do members-only events in the King of Fighters 15.
If I could
We
get
could
down
say,
on
hey,
my hands and
members-only
knees and say
night,
thank you and
where,
still be on
10,
camera,
15
I
members
would
get
do it.
invited and we can play each other in a lobby all night long and stuff like that. The thing is, I can't promise that till I play the game. Every fighting game has a different lobby system. There's some where it's an open lobby and people take turns playing. There's some where everyone has individual matchups. There's some where there's private stuff. There's some where there's password. Sometimes you can ban a player if they're a troll. Sometimes you can't. We have to see. I don't want to make over promises and then under deliver because I don't know the capabilities of the game yet. So it's a possibility. I'm just throwing it out there. Okay. So all those benefits, please consider becoming a channel member right now. It would make a lot of sense to do so. In fact, Jordan Stout just became a channel member. Thank you, Jordan. What I will do is by the end of the pre-stream podcast, I will check and see if we've had an increase in total members and hit a new record or not. Should be cool. See, maybe we will. Maybe today we'll many times hit a new record. That would be awesome. Now, one more thing, a little housekeeping thing before we get to my little King of Fighters segment here. Starting today, okay? Jasper's going crazy in the hallway right now. That's my cat. Starting today, engagement on DSP Gaming is going to be huge. Okay? Huge. You might say, well, why? What are you talking about? For the last month to month and a half, I've been trying to make it a common practice that my regular viewers who enjoy my content, when they come to the channel, either like the streams that I'm doing live or like the on-demand videos that I'm putting out and leave comments on them. Now, why have I emphasized this in the last month and a half? It's pretty simple. Because, ladies and gentlemen, likes and comments equal engagement on YouTube. Engagement on YouTube is a statistic used to determine should your video or stream
I really do.
be recommended on YouTube.
Bills.
Okay? Today is the premiere of King of Fighters 15 on YouTube, right? Tons of people will be playing this game. Will tons of people be streaming it live on YouTube? Honestly, I don't think so. I think most people who do fighting game streaming probably do it over on Twitch. Maybe there's a few exceptions, but I get the feeling the majority of people playing this game will be doing it on Twitch. What does that mean? It means today is a tremendous opportunity for DSP Gaming to get noticed on YouTube. There will be people searching YouTube for coverage of this game. They'll be, oh, I want to see it. King of Fighters 15. And if my live stream gets prominence in YouTube suggestions and search results, this channel today can grow. We could get people who have never been to this channel or maybe haven't been to this channel in a very long time coming by, and because of engagement, finding DSP Gaming and maybe checking it out, giving it a chance, giving it a look, subscribing to the channel because they want to talk in the stream chat, and this could actually amount to growth, okay? So, please, today, I will ask you ahead of time, which I really haven't done recently, but I will do this now on the pre-stream. If you like my content, all right? If you like my streams, my videos, if you enjoy the way that I cover games, which is very honest and matter of fact, I don't sugarcoat anything, I don't do any paid promotions, I don't kiss a game's butt, I give you my honest opinion on every game that I've ever played, right? And if you appreciate that kind of coverage and that honesty, then please give the stream a like today if you're enjoying it. Give a video on demand a like today if you're watching it. Leave comments on the videos. This will help for engagement tremendously. Today is where it really is important that this happens, okay? I've been telling you guys, my goal is to get 100 likes on every stream. Today, seriously, if we could like double that, that would be outstanding. That would be tremendous because then people would, oh, wow, here's a stream. Someone's playing a new game. Hundreds of likes. Let's go check it out. And you could actually have a ton of new people show up. You know, and this is the first of many days where this will be the case. This will be today, ongoing throughout the next several weeks, especially with Horizon, Elden Ring. It's just going to keep getting bigger and bigger. So please, please consider giving engagement to the channel. Fair enough? All right. And I'm not really going to mention it again until we maybe start with gameplay. There's no reason for you to mention it again here on the pre-stream. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one final thing. All right. As you know, I'm a crowdfunded individual. I make my living. Okay. Your contributions live on my streams. Do I make ad revenue on YouTube? Yes. Is it a significant amount of money? Not really. It's more based on things such as your memberships, super chats, super stickers, and tips. That's where I make the majority of my living. So, if you like this content today, please support it. All right. A tip would help tremendously because tips, I get funds right away for those, and it'll help me to buy the oncoming games like Horizon. I got to buy tonight. Well, actually, I bought it last night and preloaded it, full disclosure, because I wanted to have it already pre-installed, and my wife also wants to play it. So that I already bought, but I got to buy Elden Ring next week, and there's several more games coming out next month. So tips would help a lot today, and of course, we have our usual tips rewards in effect, including Gunner glasses will go on at $50. All right, you get to choose a silly hat for me to wear at 100, and at 150, this is something different we're doing. We just started doing this the other day. If we raise $150 on today's stream, you guys will get to pick. Do you want to see me wear a vest, which used to be our old rewards, me wearing a silly vest, or do you want to see me wear a football jersey? And here's the thing. I think the football jersey would be very appropriate today. Why? Because the football jerseys I have are ones that I made to go to fighting game tournaments. The reason I bought those 3 football jerseys in the early 2000s was so that it would say Dark Side Phil on the back and people would know who I am at the tournament. See? And I actually remember the first tournament I ever went to. It was in Philadelphia University Pinball, wearing one of those jerseys. The first one I wore a jersey to, and people recognized me because I had it on. Like, oh, that's Dark Side Phil. I didn't even know that's what he looked like. Cool. And it'll be really cool to wear those while I'm playing a fighting game now. I'm at the same jerseys I wore over 20 years ago, I can now wear while playing a new fighting game today. That would be pretty neat. Okay, so if we do hit the full funding goal of $150 today, you can pick the color of jersey that I wear. All right? Awesome. All right, guys. Pretty awesome. Now, let us now get to the meat of the pre-stream podcast, which many of you are here for. Let's talk about the King of Fighters business as a franchise. Ladies and gentlemen, I grew up in arcades in the 1990s. I actually started going to arcades playing silly beat-em-ups like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, and the Simpsons arcade game, and the Avengers arcade game, and I thought they were awesome. They were much better graphics and gameplay than stuff that you could get at home at the time. At the time, Super NES wasn't even out when those games had first premiered in arcades. And so I got hooked going to arcades every once in a while. It wasn't really like a regular thing, but maybe like once every other week or something, my parents would take me to an arcade at the local mall. Then an arcade actually opened up near me, and that kind of changed things because arcades were becoming kind of more prominent, and I started going there regularly again to just play the beat-em-ups maybe about once a week. Then Street Fighter. Wagon. And so they started developing their own series of fighting games. One of the very first ones was called Fatal Fury. Now, Fatal Fury was kind of interesting because unlike other fighting game franchises, the game had 3 different protagonists. Terry Bogard, his brother Andy Bogard, and Joe Higashi. All 3 characters played completely differently. Terry Bogard was kind of like an American Street Fighter, with a kind of trucker's cap and a bomber jacket, and he had these cool powers where he could throw power waves out of his hands. Now his brother Andy was more of a traditional style Japanese fighter using martial arts and kind of flying kicks and things that was very different from his brother Terry. And then Joe Higashi was supposed to be a Japanese kickboxer, but somehow he harnesses the powers of wind to do giant tornado uppercuts and crazy flying kicks across the screen. Now, Fatal Fury, actually the graphics at the time were very good. They were, in my opinion, better than Street Fighter 2. And that was kind of some of the actual advantage of the SNK hardware on the Neo Geo platform, is that the Neo Geo arcade machines were multi-purpose. You could play tons of different kinds of games on them, and the Neo Geo was a very powerful platform for gaming back then. It could actually do a lot of things that other arcade machines couldn't do. So the graphics had bigger explosions, better effects. The sound coming out of it also was outstanding compared to other arcade machines at the time. And I actually remember, in particular, there were certain games that made a lot of use of the better graphical capabilities. Another fighting game franchise that came out from SNK was called Art of Fighting. Art of Fighting was supposed to be kind of a riff on Street Fighter. It had characters who had gis on, karate gis, much like Ryu and Ken wear gis. But the fighters were supposed to be more authentic than Street Fighter characters. Their combat was more actually like hand-to-hand, karate combat. They had combos and things that were a lot more flashy than Street Fighter. And by the way, they kind of were similar. Like, I remember the main character, Ryo, has a fireball, has a forward-moving special move kick, kind of like a hurricane kick. Like, he was supposed to be like a spoof on Ryu. But the thing that this franchise did that was different is that there was a lot of blood. I remember in Art of Fighting, the original game, when you beat the people up, blood would kind of come out of them. Not that it was gory like Mortal Kombat, but it tried to make it look more brutal, like a hand-to-hand kung fu movie with a lot of gore, okay? But also, when you would do various special moves and or combos, the camera would actually zoom in on the combat. Imagine you're watching Street Fighter, all of a sudden the camera goes extreme close-up on the two fighters as a combo is going on. That's what would happen in the Art of Fighting franchise, and people actually thought it was, like, cool-looking compared to Street Fighter, okay? By the way, my white balance is once again going crazy. It's bothering me, so I'm just going to shut that off for now. I swear, when the white balance goes on and off, it looks so silly. When I don't have natural light in here, it doesn't affect things. But okay, I turned it off. All right. So, what ended up happening was SNK made a series of fighting game franchises, while Capcom was basically focused solely on Street Fighter. And while you had its rival Midway making Mortal Kombat, SNK made a series of different fighting games, including Fatal Fury, The Art of Fighting, and a few others like World Heroes and other things. I think there was one more too called the Kazuna Encounter, and Samurai Showdown as well. Samurai Showdown being an ultra gory game where everyone had a big sword and or other weapon that when you hit your opponent, you could actually cut them open and cause big blood squirting and stuff. So, SNK was trying to do its own thing with fighting games, okay? This all culminated in 1994. Because in 1994, you had all these different fighting games that were now competing. I mean, not only did you have Street Fighter, but now Street Fighter had spin-offs and other franchises like Street Fighter Alpha and stuff going on. The Mortal Kombat series had multiple sequels, and then they tried to make other games like Primal Rage and Killer Instinct. Like, fighting games were exploding in popularity in the early 1990s. So what SNK decided to do was something really interesting. They said, we're going to make a fighting game that combines all of our popular fighting game franchises into one. But also, we're going to include guest characters from our other series on the Neo Geo arcade stand-up machines that have nothing to do with fighting games and put them in as guest characters. Okay? It actually was the first fighting game to ever have what's considered guest characters. And so, when the King of Fighters 94, the very first one, was released in 1994, it introduced several new gameplay mechanics that at that point had never before been seen in the competitive fighting game scene. First of all, and the one that you notice immediately from the character select screen, it's a team-based game. It's 3 fighters against 3 fighters. The original game, you did not have the ability to mix and match your characters. You had to pick a set team. But in future installments, they changed it, so now you could mix and match your characters into any team you wanted. They were actually based on geographical regions. So, for example, there was a Team USA that was a boxer, a football player, and a basketball player. Can you be more cliche and generic, right? And then there was Team Italy, which featured Fatal Fury team which had nothing to do with Italy.
Look out, there's a black woman coming out.
So it was a little
She
bit of a
takes them both out.
stretch to get the
Boom.
geographical
Steals
regions
the
to line
backpack
up.
and runs away.
But it was really
Oh.
unique because you had certain characters, for example, the Ikari
Not dead.
Warriors
Not dead.
were in the game.
Still
Who were they?
not fucking dead.
They were a top-down shooter franchise from the 1980s. Two guys that kind of looked like Rambo, running around with guns, shooting generic enemies, and apparently the plot line was supposed to be they were fighting the Nazis, but they didn't want to actually put the Nazis in the game, so it's kind of like a knockoff of the Nazis they're fighting. Well, guess what? Their names are Ralph Jones and Clark Still, and they're actual combat characters in this game. You pick them and they're fighting game characters. They don't have guns, but man, they look like they're guerrilla fighters in the jungle. The way that they dress, the way that they fight, brutal hand-to-hand combat. While Clark is more of a grappler, Ralph has the ability to shoot napalm out of his hands. Figure that one out. In addition, they tried to include other franchises as well. For example, there's a character called Athena Asamaya, who apparently is supposed to be a pop music star in China, but she's from a previous game franchise that SNK made that was a platformer. I didn't even know this fucking existed until 2 days ago when someone told me on stream. They were like, did you know that Athena is actually a platformer character? No. And I looked it up. I was like, holy shit. So basically SNK really wanted to make like the end-all be-all of fighting games by combining all their different franchises into one big amalgamation. What are you talking about? Okay. Now, some other things that were
Thanks for the money, stupid
the
fuck.
sidestepping system.
Here, you
Infamously,
deserve it,
in
Dave.
fighting games at this time, one of the major complaints in competition was that if you have a character who has a good fireball and a good anti-air move, for example, Ryu or Ken, who could throw fireballs across the screen, but if you jump over the fireball, then they hit you with a dragon punch, right? Everyone said, well, there's no way to work around that.
Thanks for the money,
It sucks 'cause
stupid
take a look
fuck.
at entire fighters like Zangief
Substitute
or grapplers
SP
that
at
slow
teacher
moving
putting
characters, or
class
even a
to
character that
sleep.
doesn't have a fireball to fight it. They really don't stand a chance, and it's kind of unfair. So they introduced the sidestepping system in the King of Fighters. At any time, you can press the two light buttons together, and your character will go like this, hop, take like a sidestep, and any projectile will pass right through their body. It almost was like the prerequisite.
Thanks for the money, stupid fuck.
But
This
it
is very
doesn't
clever of
actually
useless
create an opening
trivia.
where you can kind of counterattack. It's just basically a dodge. Whoop. Now, sometimes you can counterattack. What if they're doing a giant super move?
Oh, here we go.
That then
Now
leaves
he's
them
talking
open
about
because they're
WWE
recovering from it.
champions. So
Now
you
you get a
piece of
free
shit.
hit. You see?
You
But this was
piece of
unprecedented.
donkey
This
shit.
had never
How
been
about
put into
this?
fighting game franchises
How about
before,
this?
that you could just time a
WWE
move to
champions.
immediately dodge whatever the
All right.
enemy was doing. Now, on the
WWE
flip side of
champions
this, if you
live
mistimed
rent-free
it
in
and you did
your
it early,
motherfucking
or
head.
the enemy didn't fall
I
for your
don't
trick and
think
didn't
about
do the move that you
WWE
wanted to
champions.
dodge, now
You
you're
do.
wide open
You
for
probably know
retaliation.
way more about the fucking game than I ever will.
That was
because you're
kind of
an
neat.
idiot.
In
You're an
addition,
obsessed
the King of Fighters series
loser.
also introduced charging of a super meter. Although other fighting games had a premise of a super meter before, building up a certain amount of energy till it's full, and now you can do a super powerful move because it's charged up. In this game, you can manually charge your super meter by holding down a certain amount of buttons and fill it up at any time during the course of a fight. Now, of course, you're open when you're charging, but hey, what if you knock down your opponent? You got a few precious moments, you could charge up your meter. That was a new mechanic. And in addition to that, another mechanic that was introduced. All these new things were just from the King of Fighters franchise, if you can believe it. All these things were first introduced by King of Fighters 94. When you're extremely low on health, meaning you only have like between 5 and 10% of your health bar left at the very tail end of a game, okay, you can do infinite super moves. You don't even need to have your meter full. You're just, basically it's called like desperation mode. You can just do a super move whenever you want. So that's pretty crazy. You get them down, you're beating the crap out of your opponent. You get them down to the last bit of health, and then all of a sudden, oh, instant super move, boom, and they just blow you out with a giant move that does tons of damage because you weren't being careful. So that's a lot of things to introduce to one franchise, right? And they basically, even though there were characters from other franchises in this, for example, the Fatal Fury team of Terry, Andy, and Joe from the Fatal Fury franchise were in it. But then also the characters from Art of Fighting were in this. You know, Ryo, Robert, and Takuma. So they're the Art of Fighting team, right? There were basically so many characters, it was hard to tell who the protagonist was. But there actually was a set protagonist.
Are you going to
His
just
name was
complain
Hiro
all night and just
Kusanagi,
leave then?
a newly introduced character. And he teamed up with a good variety of characters. An actual more effeminate character in Benimaru, who focuses on stretching.
Can someone please shut up
multi-hit
this
kicks
dude
and
who's being a
boxing
moron?
style techniques, but also has an electrified fist. and then a super burly, manly man called Goro Daimon, who is actually like a hand-to-hand fighter who'll toss the shit out of you. Like, he literally doesn't have fireballs or special effects. He just grabs you and slams the fuck out of you over and over. Okay? Ultimate grappler character, basically. So,
I love Hulk Hogan's
the
dick.
plot line was, there is a guy who's an eccentric billionaire. He summons
don't
all the
care.
best fighters of the world to compete in a world tournament to find out who is the best. The winners of that tournament then travel to his headquarters to face him in hand-to-hand combat for the finals, because he claims he's the best fighter in the world. Come to find out when you get there, the whole thing's an evil trick, and much like M. Bison, he's basically trying to suck the energy out of the fighters and yada, yada, yada. It's a silly cliche, convoluted fighting game plot that really isn't anything too special, okay? But the uniqueness of the King of Fighters came out of the fact that not only did you have this wide cast of colorful characters, some of which were from other franchises entirely, but it introduced a remarkable amount of new gameplay elements to the fighting game franchise that never existed before, okay? Now, the King of Fighters also had something very unique. What it did, it actually introduced
Thanks for the money, stupid fuck.
much like anime.
We don't care, Phil.
And I know that sounds weird, because it is. Usually fighting games are just, who cares about the story? Let's just beat the shit out of each other. But actually, the King of Fighters is based on an interesting anime-esque plot arcs, okay?
Thanks for the money,
So
stupid
for the first
fuck.
two games, the King of Fighters
No
94 and
amount of
95,
cough knowledge will make
you're
your
focused
eggplant
on defeating
work.
the evil Rugal Bernstein, that eccentric billionaire that I told you about, who's running this King of Fighters World Tournament. By the end of the second game, a lot has happened. First of all, Kyo now has a antagonist that he's fighting against called Yori Yagami, who eerily has similar fighting abilities to him, but his have a purple.
Thanks for the money, stupid fuck.
Orochi power, but you don't
This
really
is
know
why
what
we
that
trigger.
is at this point.
Break from time to time
And he's
to
also an
protect you
enigmatic
from this
character. You don't know
nonsense
who
and
he is
to
and why he's
avoid
entering
going
the tournament.
insane listening to
By
this
the end of the King of
useless
Fighters
sheet.
95, you're fighting Rugal Bernstein again, and now he's become a super-powered roided freak. He's like almost like a Terminator zombie type guy. And come to find out, like, he's been trying to engineer a way to suck the life force and energies out of everyone in the tournament. It's very common. But anyway, that's the first arc, is the World Tournament arc. Then in King of Fighters 96, the gameplay elements changed. No longer was there a sidestepping mechanic. They introduced what was now called the roll. And the roll ended up sticking for the entire rest of the history of King of Fighters. Never again did they reintroduce the sidestep mechanic. So the roll's a little different. The roll, yes, you still press 2 light attacks to do kind of a dodge, but instead of just sidestepping an attack like this, you roll forward. Or if you hold backward on your joystick, you can actually backstep or roll backward. Now, it has the same mechanics. Kind of like the Silver Surfer coming to Earth to announce the coming of Galactus, right? So what happens? You fight the motherfucker, okay? You fight the motherfucker, and he kicks your ass because he has insane overpowered abilities with these tornadoes. But once you beat him, basically he says, well, you may have beaten me, but you didn't stop anything. Evil is coming. Tune in next year. Which is exactly what happened, because in King of Fighters 97, the plotline continued. And there was all new characters. There was actually a brand new team. I think they called it the Newcomers team. It was supposed to be like a band. It was like a kid who was supposed to be like a drummer, and a girl named Shermie who was supposed to be like a... Arcades when I was growing up actually had the King of Fighters 94 through 97. All of a sudden in 1998, they stopped having them. And I actually, talked to my local arcade owner. And I said, why don't you have it? And he's like, because it doesn't make a lot of money. He's like, for some reason, Street Fighter always makes me a lot of money. And all the spin-offs, because you keep in mind, by 1998, you had the Versus series that was very prominent now, like X-Men versus Street Fighter, even all the way up to, I believe Marvel versus Capcom was 98. Could have been 99, but it was around that time, the original Marvel versus Capcom, okay? So the whole Versus series was incredibly prominent. Mortal Kombat had gone through multiple iterations all the way up to Ultimate MK3, and I believe we were on the cusp of the release of MK4, which was fully 3D, okay? Killer Instinct had come and gone, already had a sequel. That was a real whirlwind series of years from like 94 all the way through 98 in arcades for competitive fighting games. Well, King of Fighters, sadly in the United States, I hate to say it, just didn't take off. Other games were very popular, but King of Fighters, I guess because it always followed kind of anime-ish plot lines, it was becoming increasingly more anime/manga looking over the course of the series. And let's face it, the characters from Fatal Fury, Art of Fighting, were certainly not as prominent and didn't have that kind of name recognition as characters from Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. So in the United States, the series was completely falling out of prominence, and most arcades weren't having the arcade machines anymore. Even if you owned the Neo Geo machine, you didn't feel like it was enough of an investment. It was too expensive to buy the next game in the series. Kind of silly. In my opinion, I think it's kind of a no-brainer to keep getting it, but, you know, whatever makes money. So, sadly, that was the end of my hand-on gameplay experience with the King of Fighters franchise in arcades. They never really had it ever again. However, I loved the series, and I wanted to continue to play it. Now, I had two options. Buy a Neo Geo home system for like $800 to $900, which by the way, imagine that back in the 90s with inflation and everything today, it was ridiculously expensive to own a Neo Geo system at home. Okay? Or play the games on emulator. So guess what I did? I played the games on emulator. And of course, when you're playing on an emulator, it's not the same experience. You're not playing in person against someone. You got to play online against random opponents. There's a lag factor, and of course, there's macros and cheating involved. So it was never really the same for me. Personally, I remember the next saga in King of Fighters was called the Nests Saga. And in this saga, essentially what happened was there was an evil organization, wow, that's totally not cliche, who decided to kidnap Kyo Kusanagi, the original protagonist of the King of Fighters series, and used his DNA. I am Cat and I liking my balls. It says that. I am Cat and I liking my balls. Tiger, tiger, row, tiger, row. So now fast forward all the way to, what was it, 5 years ago? I'm not exactly sure when, but remember, King of Fighters 14 is announced. They're reviving the long-dead King of Fighters franchise. It's coming back, and they're going to have rejuvenation, renewed graphics, renewed gameplay elements. But sadly, what ended up happening was the King of Fighters 14 looked more like a budget title than anything else, because I think it kind of was. If you look at the characters, they look shitty. They don't look like the classic anime designs that everyone had grown to know and love from the original series. They kind of look crappy. The graphical detail, the lighting, everything kind of looked shitty. The gameplay elements weren't bad. I remember playing it and thinking, the gameplay's pretty good. But the game looked so bad that it basically failed. I bought the game, and right here, not on YouTube, but on Twitch when I was live streaming over there, okay? I Actually, maybe it was on YouTube. Now I don't even remember because it could have been either at that point. It was so long ago. I don't even remember exactly when the game came out. But I remember buying this game and playing it for my audience, and some people liked it, some people didn't. There was a big division because of the looks of the game. But within 2 weeks of me owning this game, I couldn't even really play it anymore. Why? All of the player base had fallen off. Like, no exaggeration, I would go to play the game online. I was like, okay, guys, it's a fun fighting game night. Let's play. And we'd play the same 3 people over and over and over for 2 hours. There was no one else playing the game. You couldn't even find someone to play against. So I was like, damn, this is kind of a huge disappointment. What a waste, because I bought the game. I was fully expecting to be playing it at full coverage. It was going to be an interesting series for my content. As you know, I'm a variety streamer. I like having variety in what I'm doing. And it flopped. It completely flopped and just fell out into obscurity, and no one really talked about it ever again. And that's very disappointing, because I liked that franchise. I thought maybe this could be a rejuvenation of something from my youth, and it kind of fizzled and died out. Now, the thing was, at that time, the King of Fighters 14 had a lot of competition. Street Fighter 5 had just released. There were new iterations of games like Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Injustice. So it had a lot of competition, okay? Today is February 17th, 2022. Fighting games are kind of stagnant right now, okay? Street Fighter 5 already has announced it's done with development. The game is basically dead. People are still playing it competitively because it's the latest Street Fighter, but there's no new content for the game anymore, okay? Mortal Kombat hasn't had a new version in several years. Injustice, we think is being made, but hasn't been made. Tekken, again, all these games basically have not really had much going on. The latest fighting game that anyone really cared about was Guilty Gear Strive, and that was almost a year ago. And let's be honest, it's very different from other fighting game franchises. So there's really nothing going on right now in the realm of fighting games. So the King of Fighters 15, first of all, they updated the graphics. Thank God. The game looks modernized now. Holy shit. You actually want to sell a modern fighting game, it has to look modern. What a novel concept, right? But in addition, people seem to be pretty
alive and well in
King of
Israel.
Fighters 15. Why? I'll tell you why. Because in the King of Fighters 14, there was an enigmatic final boss, whose name was Verse, okay? King of Fighters 14 tried to reboot the franchise, and I think it did a piss poor job of it. The new main character's name, whose name was, Shuge or Shuge, who knows what the fuck his name is. He looks like a weirdo. He's some weird emo-ish Japanese teen with like fucking turquoise hair. He's wearing a jacket but not wearing it. He wears it over his shoulders, and he controls 3 ghosts. Oh yeah, that sounds just like King of Fighters, doesn't it? So he controls 3 ghosts, and every time he does a special move, the hands of one of these ghosts crosses through dimensions and hits you. So he's got giant anime-ish fists going across the screen and big claws and slaps and weird shit. It's a very odd character and a very odd plot line, okay? I feel like it was out of place. A lot of people agreed with me. They said, God, this is the new protagonist of King of Fighters. Like, what were they thinking with this? Well, the final boss of King of Fighters 14 is one of the 3 entities that Shune controls. His name is Verse. And inexplicably, he fully crosses over into our dimension, and you have to fight him. And apparently when you beat him, okay, this ghost, demon, whatever, apparently had the trapped souls of previous King of Fighters characters who had died in the plot line, trapped inside of it. Who knows why? I don't think they're ever going to be able to explain that. But when you defeated Verse, you revived all of those characters. So out of nowhere, in this game now, we have the return of the Orochi team. It always seems like no matter how much we contribute, Shirley and Yashiro, yes, that teen band who were supposed to be the cultist followers of Orochi, they return in the King of Fighters 15. That's a hell of a way to explain it, but I guess that's a way to get them back into the franchise, though I don't know how they're going to fit into the plot of 15. Personally, I've not spoiled myself on the plot of King of Fighters 15 because I wanted to kind of keep it fresh. From what I'm to understand, Shune now has an antagonistic spoil character. For example, when we started the franchise, there was Kyo Kusanagi as the protagonist. In King of Fighters 95, the sequel, they introduced Yoriyagami, who was supposed to be the antagonist to Kyo, and they're kind of like the sun and the moon, the yin and the yang. You see what I'm saying? So now apparently there's a female character in King of Fighters 15 that also controls ghostly demonic hands, who's supposed to be the antagonistic foil to Shun'ei, but no one liked Shun'ei, so why did... I don't know. Blah 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 blah.
$110.09 from PayPal.
You're supposed to be following the game, following the fun gameplay, and chilling and relaxing with me. Wow, what a moron. Maybe you shouldn't have just stood still. Paid attention, dumbass.
Do you want to play the fucking game?
I'm a pussy.
Ora, ora, ora. A whale! Oh, that's cool. Most people stopped playing it a million years ago. You're still playing it. How long will you keep playing it? And what happens if King of Fighters comes out and is good? It's a good question. I love classic Street Fighter. But if King of Fighters is really good and people want to see it and there's support for it, you know what I'm saying? Then I might continue on with that. Maybe that'll take over for Friday Night Fights. It really depends, because to really stay in line with a fighting game and play it at a competitive level, you have to play it more than once a week. I'm just being honest. If I play King of Fighters once a week, there's no way I will hang with people who are playing it all the time. I'd have to play it at least twice a week, if not 3 times a week, much like I explained to you guys with Halo Infinite. I don't have money to do it. 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 Plus, here's what's going to end up happening.
Stop this!
Today, it's free for all. All hell breaks loose. Everyone will be playing, tons of players from all over the world.
So
It'll be like that for about a week to 2 weeks. Then all of a sudden what will happen, you're going to see people develop the meta, which essentially means people will figure out what's good in this game, what's not, and start using the strategies that dominate. And the meta will determine the longevity of the game more than anything else, because when you get to the nitty-gritty of the competitive nature of the game, is it fun? Is it varied? Is it entertaining to play? And for you guys, is it entertaining to watch? Because if the meta of the game is 2 guys crouching going like this, special delivery. Oh, I finally hit win. That's not exciting. That's boring. And there's been fighting games like that. I'm not kidding. There's been fighting games that are just so fucking boring. It's like watching paint dry. So we have to see, what is the actual meta of the game? What will it end up being once it's determined, right? We're not going to get that today. We're going to get initial day 1 gameplay. You're going to get, combos and stuff. And some people who have no idea what they're doing, you're going to get insane lag. Today will be, very much a huge experiment of what the game's going to be like. But then after a while, the dust will begin to settle.
Grab some
All
salt.
right, and then we'll get to see what the game will actually be like in long term. Okay. So let's find out together. I'm very excited for today. I really am. And I want to say thank you to those of you who are going to go along this journey with me, checking out a new fighting game from the ground up, especially one that I have history with. This, unlike other fighting game franchises, there's 2 that I really have history with: Street Fighter and King of Fighters. Mortal Kombat, not so much. I played it, but I wasn't heavily into Mortal Kombat. So I actually know more about King of Fighters than I do about Mortal Kombat. Just being honest. When I played the Mortal Kombat, 9, 10, and 11, it was more like just learning those games from scratch. While with this one, I have history with it. I know the characters. I know the lore. I know the properties of the moves. I know exactly how you're supposed to do certain things. I don't know everything. That's what we're going to learn today. But we got to figure all this out. It's going to be cool, okay? So thank you for being here. But again, what I want to say is a major part of the success of me playing a game like this will be your buy-in with engagement. Will people be engaged? Will they be liking the streams and liking the videos? Will they be leaving comments on the videos? Will they tell people, hey, DSP Gaming over on YouTube is playing King of Fighters 15. He's really giving it a go. Go over there and check it out. And maybe we'll get some people here who will actually join the channel simply to watch me play the game. That would be neat, okay? Okay, there we go. That's what I had. That was my little intro segment about King of Fighters. I hope you guys liked that. I'm sure some of you will say, oh, I really enjoyed that. And I'll get some nice comments on the video. Wow,
I don't have money to do it. 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 I don't have money to do it.
Why is he talking so long? Why isn't he playing the game yet? Me. Even though it says pre-stream fucking podcast on the top of the screen, people are that dumb. There's nothing you can do. You can please some of the people all the time, all the people some of the time. But you certainly can't please everyone, because some people you just can't please at all. So there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time for shouting. Eternal Napalm is asking, does King of Fighters have footsies? Interesting question. There are footsies, but they are actually quite different than footsies in other games. With King of Fighters, it was actually harder to do, for example, 2-in-1s. Let me explain what I mean. So let's say you're playing Street Fighter, and you're using Ryu. So you're walking up to your opponent.
I really do. I need
throw
that
out
money.
A crouching
Pay my
kick.
bills.
If the crouching kick hits, I can cancel that immediately into a fireball, and if that connects, now I can cancel to a super. All right? So your footsies is throw out a couple moves, try to go for the kick. Oh, if it hits, do that, cancel, and there you go. King of Fighters isn't really like that. In King of Fighters, yes, you are throwing out high priority moves, but you can't really do on-the-fly 2-in-1s. King of Fighters is more about landing a aerial move or cross-up move that you cancel into a standing attack, which you then cancel a 2-in-1 into a standing regular attack. And then, so basically, big combos, but it's actually not as easy to land said combos as Street Fighter. It's a little different. And you're supposed to be following the game, following the fun priorities. For example, when you can do a move that's called a heavy attack by pressing heavy punch and heavy kick together, and it's a knockback attack. So if you hit someone with that, it actually knocks them all the way to the end of the screen, and they crumple, and now you can actually do a follow-up move. So it's a little different than Street Fighter because there's some different move properties. Are there footsies? Yes. Are they the same as Street Fighter? Not really. It's actually its own entity that you kind of have to learn. Okay? There you go. It's Kevin's fault. All right. So now let's get the shout out. All right, let's do this. We'll start with the YouTube side of things. So, first of all, K Styles 1998 re-upped his membership for 10 months in a row at the Ultra Supporter level. Thank you so much to K Styles. I really appreciate it. Hound's fault. Jordan Stout became a member of the channel. And what I said I would do is I would check and see where we actually are for total members. So let's do that right now. Let's actually see where we are for total members on the channel. There's a sick motherfucker on the internet called Super Hound, whatever the fuck this idiot's name is. Someone wrote me a massive email here about input lag in this game. And of course, it's ridiculous nonsense, too. Okay. All right. Dead air. So let's see. Yes, we have hit 374 members. Awesome. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. 374 is now the new record. And climbing. 26 more to go to hit our monthly goal for the month. Awesome. Our first super chat of the day is from Zoya, who says, why you think support for Knights has been poor lately? You know, Zoya, I don't know. It really is weird being a full-time streamer and content creator like I am, because it just doesn't seem to have consistency in a lot of ways. Allow me to explain, okay? Look how dumb they are. There were times when the night streams that I did were actually doing better support-wise than the day streams. Now, I don't know if it was because the day streams were games people didn't really like, but it's weird because you would say, oh, perhaps there's a few determining factors in what would make someone want to stream. First is the game. The second is me. The third is me playing the game is entertaining to watch, right? There's a few factors there. Of course, there's also time frame. I can tell you right now, on today's first stream, King of Fighters 15, we'll have more viewers today than we will tonight on the late stream at 6:45. Today's been incredibly slow. When it's later, a lot more people are asleep. But I catch a completely different audience on the late streams than I usually do on the early streams. You see? That's why I do 2 streams like this. So all that being said, it is weird because if you said, oh, well, it's solely about the game. Well, when I was playing Skyrim as a daytime stream, we were doing incredibly well for support. Now as a nighttime stream, it actually did incredibly poorly last night. It was actually the same with Pokemon. The early streams of Pokemon were doing well, and then when it became a night stream, the support massively slowed down. But then on the flip side of that, there were 2 nights of Pokemon that did pretty good. I just don't know. The truth of the matter is this. I actually don't think there's a way to figure out how much I'm ever going to do on a particular stream. I don't think there's a way to predict it.
Don't care.
Today's King of Fighters stream could go incredibly well. It could go terribly. I don't think I can really control it. All I can do is put out an entertaining stream for my audience. I hope that this pre-stream podcast kind of gave you guys an education about the King of Fighters franchise. Maybe you learned a little bit about the games, and you're now interested to see me play them more because I gave you kind of a primer of what they've always been about, right? Maybe not. Maybe you hated this podcast. I don't know. But I'm trying to put out an entertaining and informative product for you.
Can someone please shut up this dude?
If you like the content today, by all means support it, all right? I hope you will. I hope that their support is great today. But I can't control that. All I can do is do my best to cover a game in the best way possible and entertain you while I do it, right? That's really all I can do. I can't sit here and be like, why did one stream do good and one stream did bad and this one did this and that one did that? I'm not going to sit here and microanalyze every moment of every stream. It could just be that a few generous people were available for one stream and supported while they weren't available for another stream, you know?
Stop this!
I So I
don't have money to do it.
Okay.
I don't have money to do
Shout
it.
out to Tarantula MS 2018.
I don't have money to do it. I don't have money to do it. I don't have money to
$10
do
tip and
it.
said, hey, Phil, what's going on, Tarantula? Thank you for the tip. Now, I would put you up there as the top tipper, except just like a minute after you had tipped, Game Tracker was here and tipped $15 and says, it is time. Here's an appropriate $15 tip for King of Fighters 15. The perfect way to start off today's contributions. Thank you very much to Game Tracker. I appreciate that, and let's get that up on the leaderboard. All right, cool. I believe also there was another membership. I just want to double check. Barrel Shroud re-upped his membership for 10 months as well. Thank you, Barrel Shroud. I don't think that impacted our total members, only because that was a re-upping of the membership rather than a new one. Okay, so to adjourn here, because I think we're pretty much done, unless anyone else has any final questions. Okay. PCL fan, you're asking the wrong person. He's trying to support, but his payment info won't go through. I don't work for PayPal. I don't know what to tell you. If PayPal's not working for you, you could always pledge to my Patreon at patreon.com/darksidephil, which helps just as much as PayPal, but a lot of people don't use it or don't know that.
Do you want to play the
super
fucking
sticker.
game?
There's many different ways you can support if you're serious.
PayPal is
I'm
a
not a payment
network
processor.
of
I can't tell you what the
interconnected
issue is.
banking institutions. That
My day is
use,
going good, Morgan. I'm
a
excited.
Magnetic
today.
striped
Dawson's
receptacle,
Elephants is here today. So as much as I'm a Street Fighter
online
fan for the time being, I look forward to King of Fighters.
funds from one
Awesome.
entity to another in a legal and a monitored capacity. It is reported.
Zoya,
to
I
the
literally
IRS.
just explained the other methods that you can do outside of PayPal, like just moments ago. Atlas Telemon tipped $1.50 and says, I remember you played an early release of Street Fighter 5, nothing
and
worked.
that's it,
You did an
because you're just
awesome
gonna
stream
waste our
talking to
time
viewers.
again.
Yeah, that was the beta. The original beta that they did for Street Fighter 5 literally never worked. The netcode was so atrociously bad, no one could play the game. So I sat there for 2 hours trying to get it to work, and it wouldn't, so I just talked with people, and we laughed together at how bad the game was. And then we laughed for 6 straight years about how bad the game was, because it really was a piece of shit. No, I'm not going to play Guilty Gear Strive in the future. Out of all the fighting game franchises out there, I'm not really interested in Guilty Gear. It's a franchise that is very well received, has high competitive value. I can tell you, I've seen people play it at the highest tournament level, and I'm impressed. But it's just one that I never got into. It actually was late to the game. While most fighting game franchises that are around kind of got their start in the 90s, Guilty Gear didn't really become prominent until the early 2000s. And I remember some of my friends trying to get me into it. I just never could get into it, and you know, at this point, there's such a learning curve and everything for it that I'm just not interested in it. Okay. All right.
You suck
Plum
shit.
Girl
We
took
don't
the
wanna hear you
$1.50.
talk ever
This
again.
guy
You're
here
such a
excited to
face.
chill with
In
y'all.
fact,
Hope you're having a
you would
great
actually
day. So
zip
thank
your
you, Plum
lips
Girl. Good to see
permanently.
ya.
You put a zipper on your lips and go zip.
And
never
I'm
talk
ready.
again.
I'm ready
You'd
to
be better off.
see
Your
what this
content
is all
would actually
about.
be better off
Because
if you would just
really,
shut
the
the
first
hell up.
hour or so is going to be
So if you're
what
going
are
to
the
be an
gameplay
asshole,
mechanics?
you're
What
going
do
to
they
be
add
like
to
an
the game?
asshole.
What's
You're going to be
different
shown
about
the
it,
door.
right? That's what we got to find out. And once that's known, then we can start experimenting with new characters and things and messing around and figure out who you actually want to play online with first. So, what's up, Jade? Good to see you here today. Derek is wondering, are there microtransactions in this? I mean, if this were Street Fighter 5, the first thing you would do is go to the store and buy 14 outfits for each character, each costing like $5. So you drop about $600 on the game within the first 5 minutes. But you know, I don't know if they're gonna have any
Thanks, Derek.
microtransactions
I
at
appreciate
launch.
that.
I haven't looked into it. No, Chris, I have not decided on what version of Elden Ring I'm getting. I don't think there's been any information yet, right? Since there's been no early reviews allowed yet. Also, Digital Foundry hasn't put out their information about the performance of the game, so I don't actually know.
Someone please shut up
what
this
would
dude
be
who's being
considered
a
the
moron.
best
$16.51
version, you know?
from PayPal.
We hit 100 likes. Thank you, guys. 100 likes hit before we even started with the game is excellent. Yes, that will give the stream some exposure. Once I start playing the game, we'll probably get even more and more people. By the way, if you are a newcomer to the channel, and you're watching me right now, and you're like, what the heck? I can't chat. What's going on? This channel, sadly, gets a lot of trolls. When I started streaming on YouTube last year, we were getting people coming in with 20, 30, 40 accounts a day to spam and troll and be nasty with me. Okay? So, having a sub-only mode like we do prevents them from making a million clone accounts and doing that. So, if you're interested in talking, please subscribe to the channel. You'll be able to talk within 24 hours. I am a variety streamer. I cover a wide variety of games. Today it's King of Fighters 15 all day. Tomorrow it's Horizon Forbidden West all day. Over the weekend I'm playing more King of Fighters and Horizon. And over the coming week, in a week's time, I'm playing Elden Ring. There's a good variety of stuff coming here on DSP Gaming, and you'll probably want to chat for it, so consider subscribing. Mrs. Murphy tipped me $1.50. He says, you cannot play a game until you finish your homework, young man. Check your homework folder and write down your 9-page essay on Macbeth before I even consider allowing you to play this fighting game. Wow, now that's a blast from the past. That's a reference to my 4th grade elementary school teacher. It was a major pain in the fucking ass. All right, Eternal Napalm tipped $1.50 and says, I'd love to see a night stream sometime with you returning to Soul Calibur 6 and playing as 2B. Glory to mankind. That is not happening. There is no way I'm returning back to Soul Calibur after so far away. See, this is one thing that I must kind of call out a little bit about fighting games. That is a little, not necessarily disappointing. It's just kind of always been the way with fighting games. If you play a fighting game from the start, when it launched, when it released, and you stick with it, and you at least play it every once in a while, in general, you can still hang with the game. You'll recognize the things going on in the game, and it's an enjoyable experience. If you step away from a fighting game for an extended period of time, and you try to get back in, you might as well have never played the game before. Any new character, you're not going to know what the hell's going on. New gameplay elements, rebalancing, new styles, all those things that happen over the years, these tweaks to the engine, everything. If I were, for example, if I were to play Street Fighter V right now, I would have no fucking idea what's going on in the game. That game's been changed so many times over the years it's been out. It would be like playing from scratch. Now there's people who've been playing it since day one. Do you think I stand a chance? Of course not. And that's the problem with fighting games. Not really a problem, but it's always been an ongoing thing. That if you're not with it from the start and you're not there for every change and rebalance and iteration, you're going to be left in the dust. And that's what I tell you guys. Like, when you want me to play fighting games, like, Phil, instead of doing Street Fighter on Friday nights, why don't you just play Tekken? Why bother? There's really no reason. I will get bodied every fucking match. I won't even understand what's going on because I haven't played Tekken in so long, and I don't know anything about what's going on with that game or franchise. I might as well just pound my head against the wall for 2 hours. It's probably more entertaining. And that's why I don't do that kind of stuff.
I think someone drove a bulldozer through Phil's condo in Connecticut.
Dalseem's Elephant says, did you ever get into fighters when you were in school? Yeah, I mean, I was playing Street Fighter 2 when I was still in school. Yeah. That's when it was prominent. When I was in my early teens is when Street Fighter 2 was released in arcades, and that's when I was playing it. Didn't really know anyone in school that actively played them. Like, it wasn't like I knew anyone. The only person ever, actually, that I even knew from school that played Street Fighter at any kind of competitive level was my friend Bruce. And I knew him from the arcade, from hanging out and playing games in the arcade before he actually was I believe 1 or 2 years before me in high school, and we went to the same high school. So that was kind of cool to know that I played him in arcades every week, but then I saw him at school too. He was like the only kid. That was it. Everyone else that I played in arcades, I didn't ever know them from school or anything like that. Zoya says, will Skyrim return to days anytime soon? No, there's absolutely no way. I'm playing King of Fighters. I'm playing Horizon. In 1 week's time, I'm playing Elden Ring, and these games will take the priority for the daytime stream. Will Skyrim eventually return to daytime streams? Likely, yes, but not anytime soon.
I'm a pussy.
Eternal says, do you think stories are the weakest part of fighting games? Sometimes, yes. I would say, in general, yes. I would say the King of Fighters franchise is one of the exceptions where they actually tried to put a strong story into these games. And as of late, it's definitely the NetherRealm games with the Mortal Kombat 9 through 11, and also Injustice 1 and 2 that tried to put a strong story element into their game. While other franchises, Street Fighter never tried. The only way to even get any story out of Street Fighter was to beat the game and get a 60-second ending, which would be a bunch of still frames with text that tried to rush in a story at the end of the game, which didn't really make sense. And it's funny because people tried to convolutedly connect all the stories and make it make sense. I don't think it was ever meant to make sense, quite frankly. So, yeah, I would definitely say, that the stories always took a back streaming gameplay element.
Oh, no.
But there are some games that have kind of made an effort over the years, and King of Fighters is one of them. Alice Telemont to me another $1.50 says Street Fighter 6, King of Fighters, or another fighter. I would like to see you casually enter a tournament and win that outright. Casually enter a tournament. The thing is, I am so out of practice of playing these games in a competitive setting. Think about this in reality. When was the last time that I played someone in person in a fighting game, not online, but in person. Do you know when it was? Are you ready for this? It was right before I moved from Connecticut to here. That final last hurrah celebration that I did, I actually played some fighting games with people in person at my condo in Connecticut. So that was, what, 2014? It's been 8 years since I played a fighting game against someone in person. I'm not saying that I couldn't get back into shape if I practiced, but I think the point I'm making is I wouldn't even be able to practice. I have a busy life now. I have a family. I have a full-time business that I run. How would I find time to just sit down and be practicing fighting games all day to get into some kind of tournament shape? I mean, I think the best that we can do at this point is to practice online games, have fun with them, cover them as much as I can, and kind of hang with them if there's DLC releases or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Have fun with the fighting games and make that part of my variety content that I do here on DSP Gaming. I have no aspirations to eventually go back to competitive style coverage of fighting games or going to tournaments. I just don't think it's even viable for my lifestyle right now, you know? So thank you, Atlas. Then Judon Tay tipped me $1.50, but the weirdest thing, the text says, here is $5. Shout out to Clyde, Barrel Shroud, and Pink Hue. Yeah, shout out to them, the regulars. But Judon Tay, just so you know, you tipped $1.50. I think you accidentally meant to tip 5 and you did the default tip amount by accident. Anso Kamaru to me $1.50 says Blaze Blue story is incredible. A goddamn 50-hour visual movie with branching paths, alternate endings, and all of that. And I never experienced it. I never played that. Again, that's the same the same game maker as Guilty Gear, which was never really my forte. Nico just did $1.50 tip. It says, another big problem with fighting games is how many DLC characters they release and how much they cost. I have to completely agree here. Even Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, a game that was €40 at launch, has more than €50 worth of characters and DLCs. It's ridiculous. And this is the thing is, these fighting games really, really try to become games as a service. And what I mean by that is, not only are you buying the base game, but in 6 months you're buying the Season 1 pass. Then you're buying the outfits and shit for the characters. Then you're buying the Season 2 pass. And by the way, every time that there's a new season, the whole game gets rebalanced. So now you got to learn the ins and outs. And it's like, well, man, if I didn't buy those characters, how am I ever going to learn their move properties to fight against them? So you're almost like forced to buy the DLC if you really want to keep hanging in the game, or else you're always going to have a disadvantage against those certain characters that are new, you see? So I completely agree with Nico here. Fighting games in the modern era have become this games as a service model that could be a detriment to those who want to hang with them. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. It was you bought the game, you have the game. It never changes. Look at Marvel vs. Capcom 2, a game that had a ridiculous amount of characters at launch, but over the years, the game was so heavily dissected that at a top level, there's maybe 10 characters who can be played competitively. Even though the game has like 40, 50 characters, most of them suck. You didn't know that. But the thing is, did they ever patch it? Did they change that? No. It is what it is. It stayed the same forever. Very different from today. Oh, DC did a haiku and I missed it?
Look out, there's a black
All right, here it is.
She takes a
A Dying Light 2 daily rap haiku. I left a haiku on the daily rap vid of Dying Light 2 Phil.
Are you a
Oh, I
functional
saw
retard?
it.
I
I
have
actually
to
read it
ask.
last night. Did I approve it? I think I approved it, didn't I? I think I approved that as a comment, and everyone can see it now, DC. I'm pretty sure I did. So I hope that you can see it. By the way, shout out to Low-Key Eli, who became a channel supporter. And I'm curious, did that add to our total supporters here? Excuse me, our total members here. Do we hit yet another new record? No. Son of a bitch. We're still at 374. I was excited. Chris E. just became a channel supporter. I'll have to check again in a moment. Alice Telemon did another $1.50 tip. Says, do you know what netcode King of Fighters is using, or will you be able to tell after playing? I think it is a rollback netcode, but I from my experience in the beta, it wasn't that bad, except there was one. Do you remember the one match that was god-awful? That it just kept taking everything back? It was impossible. Seriously. It was fucking like, how am I supposed to play this? Every hit is like, zip, rewind. But for the most part, it didn't look that bad, so we'll see. Okay. Wait a minute. I saw something here and I lost it. I lost it now. Oh my God, Jay, don't remind me of that. Why are you reminding me of Murray dressing up as a geisha in Sly Cooper 4? Wow. Eternal Napalm tipped me $1.50 and says, what was going on in your mind? What were you feeling when you clinched the prestigious title of Best Street Fighter 2 player in North America at EVO? Did it inspire you to be better? What were your thoughts on the pundits trash-talking the win? Well, as you know, and I've said this many times over the years, I'm the kind of person that when someone talks shit about me or says I can't do something, it just motivates me to do better. That year, all right, keep in mind, I was coming off of a pretty bad reputation in the Street Fighter community, being one of the biggest shit talkers and biggest general assholes. I will openly admit that today, that back then I was a moron. I was a jerk. I was very mean to people online. In person, I was different. In person, I was more all about the game, and I respected people who were great at the game. I always shook someone's hand after a match without exception. Even if I feel like it was bullshit that I lost, I would always shake their hand because that's part of the competitive experience. If you lose, you shake the hand of the opponent, no matter who it is. Even if you hate them and they hate you, that's something you do, okay? And that's how I was. And people, in reality, when they met me in person, people would actually like me. But then they were like, man, your online persona, you're a fucking ass. Like, why are you such an asshole? I don't know what it was. I just was a complete asshole online back then. So when I went to EVO, most people were rooting against me. They didn't want to see me do well or win. They were like, you're a dick, you're an asshole. But it was funny because there were people who I knew from the East Coast who were at EVO that year who were actually friendly with me because they knew me from real life, and they kind of hung with me and supported me, even though I had no one else. No one had come from Connecticut. It was just me. And I was on my own, but I was hanging out with these other guys from other places on the East Coast. And it was a cool experience to have that kind of camaraderie. We're almost like a team together. And basically, the entire time I was there, everyone was like, this guy sucks. This guy isn't going to be nobody, right? You know. And it was like that. It was like, damn, everyone was rooting against me. And it felt crazy to do as well as I did. I was beating well-renowned players who had been tournament winners. I was beating them in this fucking tournament. It was crazy. I think that was the tournament, if I remember correctly. You know, it's so long ago now, I forget, but I'm almost positive I beat Jason Wilson, and I don't think I beat Watson, or did I beat Watson? No, I beat Choi? I either beat Choi or Watson.
You want to play the fucking game?
I can't remember who it was, but I beat one of them, and I was blown away that I had, and everyone was blown away that I had. They're like, how the fuck did he just do that? And I was like, wow, you know, I played my game. I played incredibly solid while these guys were all rattled that we were playing a console version of the game that didn't play exactly like the arcade version. Excuse me. So anyway, it was pretty surreal. And since after that, when I actually placed as well as I did, that's really what motivated me for the next 2 years to play hardcore. It was 2005 was the year that I was 4th place. And then 2006, 2007, I played hardcore. And I ended up, most tournaments I went to, I either won or placed top 3. No matter where I went. It didn't matter if it was north, south, east, or west in the United States. Almost every tournament that I went to, with a few exceptions, I placed really well. So okay, Judante tipped $3.50 says, did you miss the King of Fighters franchise? Yes. The King of Fighters franchise has something unique about it. It really does. Like I said, the gameplay elements, the art design, the music of King of Fighters. King of Fighters, hands down, had the best music of any fighting game franchise in the 1990s. It was so good, I had CD versions of the soundtracks that I would listen to, not playing the game. I would actually just listen to the music. It was so damn good. Alice Telemont tipped another $1.15 says, there's a lot of comments on your matches. Street Fighter 4 Super Turbo who admit you were very good and had a lot of potential or for even better, that people were underestimating you. Yeah, because they always did. Because imagine if there's someone who's a complete asshole shit talker online. So of course you think they suck. And then you go to the tournament and realize the guy's actually not an asshole, and then he's actually pretty good. That was the story of Darkside Phil. Like, I was a complete dickhead online, and I was actually a nice guy in person, and I loved playing the games at a high level. I don't blame people for wanting to basically crap all over me or beat my ass in Street Fighter back then. I don't. And I told you, I publicly apologized. There's a few people back then I was so mean to. Shady K, dude. That guy never did a damn thing to deserve the hate that I gave him. I was a complete shithead about that. Just, I was constantly deriding that guy. And now I look back, I'm like, man, I was such a fucking asshole. I feel terrible about it. But I'm sure he never gives a thought about me. You know, I don't care about competitive fighting games anymore, so why the fuck would he ever care, right? Let's see. Zoya did another super chat saying, what have Kat and you been cooking lately? Kat is working full time now, and most of the time she's working too late to really cook dinner. So I'm making stuff, and then she comes home and eats. So today, we're not doing anything. We're doing frozen meals. Yesterday, I made a chicken tortellini soup and left it for her, and she warmed it up when she got home. This is the thing. Her job, responsibilities, positions, and hours have changed so many times in the past year. It's never consistent. So it's like, oh, she can cook. Now she can't cook. Oh, now we cook together. Now we can't cook together. It just keeps changing. There was another haiku. Wow, you guys are keeping me busy today. Wow, let's see where this other haiku. I love them. I got to find it. DC says, here's a King of Fighters 15 hype haiku. I'm excited for the King of Fighters 15. Let's kick some ass, Phil. Thank you, DC. Jade, it's okay. You don't have to apologize. I was joking. I was joking about the Murray thing. All right, how about this? I have to piss. I need to piss before we start. It would be pretty bad if I'm trying to hold in piss when I'm trying to learn a fighting game, right? I think that would be pretty detrimental. So give me just a few moments. Let's end the pre-stream podcast. Give me a moment to use the restroom. I'll come right back, and we're going to jump into King of Fighters 15. Sound good? Hope so. All right, guys, thank you. That was a great pre-stream, by the way. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you teach you a lesson about King of Fighters. And thanks for the support. Already the support's great. We haven't even started yet. Let's take a brief break and we'll use the restroom. I'll be right back, okay? All right, let's end the pre-stream, and we'll do it. All right. Bye-bye. Peace out, everyone. Until next time. See you later. Jasper's eating me. I bet you were expecting to see Jasper jumping on my head. All right. I'm just going to mute the mic for a second. I'm going to go use the restroom. Okay? And then we're going to come back. We're going to get started here. Hold on. Oh, that's totally not the right aspect.
Someone please shut up this dude who's being a moron.
Right, I'm a pussy. I gotta do standard definition. I can't be doing widescreen. It's ridiculous. What am I saying?
Stop this!
This it right here? That's it right there. Would you get your hands off my bottle cap? This cat. He tries to get everything. He wanted to get my bottle cap. You can't have it. So, by the way, for King of Fighters, my webcam does have to be much smaller. Because for fighting games, you need to see a lot more of the screen. I need to position this so it's not blocking energy bars and the like. This is where I'm going to put it for now, but we might have to reposition it, okay? All right, so give me a minute. Let me run and use the restroom. I have something a little special as we boot up and start with King of Fighters. All right, but give me a second. I'll be right back, okay, guys? All right.
What do I do?
Enchanted hat of money buff reduces your salt levels while the hat is worn. What the fuck? Go, 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 go. Fatty fat fuck fuck.
duty. Feel your levels rising.
Okay, guys, I'm back. And are you ready for something special before we get started? All right, let's do something different. You ready? I hope you're ready. Prepare your butts for this, all right? In 3, 2, 1. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my weekly late night throwback session. Oh, just forget it.
You broke that
Forget
promise.
it. See you later, boys.
Here comes King of Fighters 15. Let him hear it chat. Show support by tipping or becoming a member. A new fighter has entered the ring. Formerly known as the King of Hate. I'm proud to introduce it's a guy dark side film. Let's get ready.
Wow. 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 You're as shocked as I am. I got that today. I was like, wow. Alrighty then. Okay. Let's get started. I gotta boot up my PS5 here. I didn't want to do it before because it makes the dashboard. You know, there's dashboard music for PS5, and I didn't want to boot it up and you would hear that when I was doing the intro. Very good. Ah! Okay. Oh, let's see here. Here. Control the joystick. Here we are. Okay. Alrighty. Oh. Was that really Vince McMahon? I don't know. I don't know. Was it? Okay. Oh, I probably need headphones. I probably need to be able to hear the game, right? It's probably important. There you go. I don't want any drama in the stream chat. What do I do? Oh, what was my solution for Horizon? I just bought the PS5 version. Seriously, I know the PS5 version costs $10 extra.
What do I do?
But I wanted to be 100% sure I was getting the right version that I could play at launch. And I wanted to be sure that Kat was going to be able to play it too on the PS4 Pro downstairs. So I said, fuck it. I'll just pay the 10 extra bucks.
We're soulmates.
Right now, people are literally sitting around wondering, I bought the PS4 version, but I still can't download PS5. Is it going to be available, or did Sony screw us all and lie to us? I didn't want to fuck with that. I didn't want to mess with it. I wanted everything preloaded and ready to go, so that's what I did.
Special delivery.
Okay. All right.
Special delivery.
Here we go. Once again, people say, why is your volume so low? I don't know. My volume is maxed. I'm not kidding. Right now, my volume is maxed on the mic. Every time I talk, it goes all the way up in OBS. If I make my volume any louder, it gets distorting.
King of Fighters 15.
Oh, I forgot about this fucking voice dude. This voice actor. Right? Predictable, you're completely wrong. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. In fact, you know what? I'm just gonna ban you now. Idiot. Alright. Whoa, okay, we got a lot to look at here, right? Let's see.
Banned. Gone. Forever.
DJ station. Language image vibration on. I mean, vibration on isn't going to affect anything on my joystick. Game. Speed level 3. This is default settings.
Do you want to play the fucking game?
Sound. Master volume. Announcer style. Oh, God. Here we go. I want to do standard announcer. It's probably better. That regular announcer sucks. Okay. Display. I think it's fine. And then button configurations. I don't know what the fucking start button is. Or is that touchpad? I guess not. Fuck, what's the start button on this thing?
What do I do?
Is there a start button on this thing?
What do I do?
Thanks for the money, stupid fuck. Oh.
Time for Phil to fire up his net zero dial-up
punch is
he calls
correct.
business class
Light kick is
internet.
correct.
What do
Heavy
I do?
punch is correct. Heavy kick is correct.
What do I do?
Emergency evasion.
What do I
So
do?
this is actually light and light. This is, okay, that's heavy and light, which is max activation. Blowback is heavy and heavy.
What do I do?
And that I could just do together. I've been doing that together. It's fine.
What do I do?
Okay. All right, we're good. How do I get out of this now? Yeah, input delay of 0 frames. Right. Okay, there we go. Okay.
What do
so
I do?
what to start with, right? Probably the tutorial, I would think. Yeah. All right.
What do
You
I
guys
do?
ready? We're going to start with the tutorial just to learn the basics. Yes, I know this is not going to be exciting, but I need to learn the new gameplay mechanics or else I'm not going to be able to play at a competitive level. So let's get through this. Then maybe we'll pick a team, we'll do story, and then we'll probably do some online play with various teams, which I've played with them a little bit. Okay? Okay, let's start recording. By the way, whoa! 672 to me, $16.72. That was an epic intro. Never changed, and thank you for the laughs. Thank you very much, 672. Yeah, again, that was sent to me this morning. I'm like, whoa, this is so epic. I gotta have that on the stream. I don't know how someone pulled it off, but it certainly looked pretty cool, right? Alright, so that gets us up to $55 in tips. Awesome, thank you. Oops, what happened there? Here we go. The only thing that sucks, I don't get surround sound on PlayStation 5. So right now I can tell you the sound is inferior. It doesn't sound as good as stuff on my Xbox right now. But there's nothing I can do about that. Even the bass doesn't sound as good. This is PS5, Jaborist. I'm playing on PS5. Alright. You guys ready? Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my launch day coverage of King of Fighters 15. I know everyone wants me to jump into competitive play, but
YouTube mode
in order to
on.
understand the new things that they've done with this franchise, I need to play the tutorials. So let's just jump into them and try to get them done. I think we're going to learn the basics right now. Here you go. Let's do this quickly. Forward and backward.
Ready? Go!
Forward and back. And by the way, this is a good way to test where my camera should be. So I'm very glad we're doing this first, because now I'm going to move my webcam up a little further. See that? This will allow my webcam to get out of the way. Right? Oop, now it's too far off the screen. I gotta speed it up. So I'm glad we're doing this now. Get this done before we actually jump into play, then blocking important stuff, right? Your bars are on the bottom, so actually, oh, this is good. My leaderboard is not blocking any critical information on the bottom of the screen either. See that? This is working out right now. I think this might be the way we're gonna have it set up. Okay, so forward. Amazing. Hold back. There you go. By the way, this is Shuna A, who is the new protagonist of King of Fighters. I don't particularly think he's a very good protagonist, but it is what it is. Next. So crouching. Alright, here we go. Crouch, crouch, crouch. I laugh, sound like act. So when I laugh, I go, yes. Attack. Dash. Back dash, forward dash. When you forward dash, you run. With most characters, I think some of you might hop. But most characters, you'll run if you hold. So you do a back hop if you double tap. So you do dash as long as you hold forward. Okay. In previous King of Fighters games, some characters would hop, and this would be good for grapple characters because they could hop, and then immediately when the hop completed, they could grab. But I think they've changed that.
Ready?
Okay. Go! Jump around. Alright, here we go. Oh, this is little. So this is tap instead of holding. You do a small jump or hop. And this is actually very important. When you hop and tap, you can lead to tricky moves and combos that are better than the regular jump.
You wanna play the fucking game?
Yeah. The game's a little too loud. Thank you for telling me. What an idiot. I say the music is kind of loud, right? The music always has been like this in King of Fighters. So here you go. A hyper hop. This is if you press down, up. It's considered, they used to call this a super jump, but now they call it a hyper hop. There it is. Wait, hold on. Tap and then briefly. Huh? Wait, maybe this is something new. Tap down and then briefly. Oh, it is something new.
What do I do?
It's different. It's a different level of hop I wasn't aware of. I want to do that again.
What do
so
I
it's
do?
not a super jump. It's a hop that's higher than the normal hop, but not a full jump.
Ready?
Let's test this. So here's the regular jump. It's high. Here's the little hop. So now there's a hyper hop. It is. It's a mid-level. Oh, shit. It's new. See? I'm already learned something. This is different. Okay, I'm glad that I'm doing this tutorial now. Seriously. I'm sure they've been around for a while, but I'm not used to that. From the classic franchise, usually they didn't have a mid-hop like that. Carlton Jr. took me $1.50, says, I feel your mentality about online is prevalent online today. I feel like people think they don't need to have any kind of conscience online because they know that there's no consequences. Sad reality of human behavior. Yeah, it is true. People just don't seem to have any empathy for other humans. They really have no feelings of remorse for what they do online. It's pretty messed up. Alright, anyway, while dashing, you can also tap up forward to do a hyper hop. Okay. Okay, okay, this is what I was talking about. Super jump, they call it a hyper jump.
Ready? Go!
Yeah, see, he went even further than a regular jump. Damn, so this game has regular jumps, super jumps, hops, and a mid-level hop. Holy crap, there's a lot of jumping. Alright. To guard against your attacks, hold back. Duh. Yes, block the attack of the sleepy kid attacking you with his pillow. Standing guard can defend against ground or jump attacks, but cannot against low attacks. Right. You can't stop sweeps with standing guard. Alright, so I'm doing crouching guard. Hyper hops were introduced in 13 and 14, says Joey the Kobold. Hence, that's why I didn't even know about them. Seriously. I only know about the more of the classic stuff. There you go. Guarding attacks reduces the blue guard gauge. So there's a guard gauge in King of Fighters 15. Okay. An empty gauge causes a guard crush. It leaves the character temporarily open. Try inflicting a guard crush on your opponent. Copper. Fuck you, copper. Your opponent is defenseless during a guard crush, unable to move or guard. It's the perfect time to deal significant damage. This actually was originally introduced in the Alpha series, Street Fighter Alpha. Inflicting consecutive attacks on the opponent will cause the color of their face icon to change, putting them in a warning state. Deal more attacks to inflict stun, leaving them temporarily defenseless. So, it's dizzy. You basically dizzy them. When stunned, you can recover more quickly by mashing the directional and attack buttons. Of course, it's always been like that. Isabella says, hopefully we get the M. Bison hat later. And then someone says, we can rename it the Hydern hat. You're absolutely right. Hydern wears a hat like this. I didn't even think about that. This could be Hydern's hat. Holy shit. It's funny how things just kind of work out, right? All right. Derek says, can we look at the entire roster afterwards? Absolutely, Derek. We'll do the tutorial stuff, and then we'll probably do that right after. Okay. Perform a forward emergency evasion by
Derek.
pressing the 2 light attacks or forward in the 2 light attacks, or a backwards evasion, which is backwards in 2 light attacks.
Ready? Go!
There it is. That's the roll I was telling you guys about on the pre-stream podcast. And you can do it in 2 directions. Originally, you couldn't. Originally, you could only evade forward, but then they changed it, and now you can back evade, too. Emergency evasion lets you evade all attacks except throws. However, you were left open after, so think carefully about using it. Very nice. Just before you fall down from taking an opponent's attack, press the 2 light attacks to recover, also known as a quick get up or quick recovery.
Ready? Go!
There it is. I use that all the time. By the way, a good indication of if you're playing in a match online that has a good connection is if you can do that. Because if you're playing and you just can never do the quick recovery, it means the online play is messed up and lagged. And it's so easy to do in an offline match, but it's actually quite challenging to do in a laggy match. Derek says, Fighter is not my Akari Warriors on the team. Kind of reminds me of King Fighter 98. He was in Team Old Men. It was him, Takuma, and Kyo's dad, whose name eludes me right now. But they were all 3 like father, older characters, and they had their own team. I wonder whose team he's on in this one. All right. Staying on the ground leaves you're open to a follow-up attack, so use recovery to get back on your feet quickly. Okay. All right, now here's where we're going to start learning interesting stuff with the meter, because I don't know any of this shit. To perform a guard cancel forward emergency evasion, that's a mouthful. While guarding against an opponent's attack, you're going to press the 2 lights or forward in the 2 light buttons. For a guard cancel back energy emergency evasion, while guarding okay, just block and then do the move. There you go, guard cancel. Stop this! Oh, they want me to do backwards. There it is. Okay. Here we go. Guard cancel emergency evasion consumes 1 block of the power gauge, but allows you to escape from a guard position safely. So if you're getting rushed the hell down in the corner, this is how you get out, but you do have to use a super meter to use it. I'm glad they have that, because some games don't really have effective ways to evade when you get rushed down. This game does. Excuse me. This as well. Guard, cancel, blowback. So, while guarding against an opponent's attack, press back, down back, or up back, and the 2 heavy buttons.
Ready? Go!
There it is. Guard cancel blowback is a defensive technique that consumes 1 block of the power gauge to counterattack safely from a guard position. Cool. Okay, we did it. That's the basic tutorial. So now we're going to do the advanced stuff. We completed the basics. Sweet. All right, now we're going to do attack moves. Here we go, because I need to learn some of these. Some of these are going to be new. Yes, it was Saisyu. That's correct, Derek. Kyo Kusanagi's dad's name is Saisyu Kusanagi. All right, so light attacks deal a little damage, but they don't leave you very open.
Complete.
Doosh.
Complete.
Spread the nuts. Take that for sleeping.
Complete.
Do you want to play the fucking game?
Wake up, kid.
Complete. Complete.
Complete. Crouching kick is a low attack that can't be blocked by a standing guard. Use it to throw off your opponent's guard. Right. DC says the game is reminding him of King of Fighters 97. He remembers loving the game even though he sucked at it. 97 was great. The end of the Orochi saga, the introduction of the Orochi kids. It was a really good game. And of course, the Orochi kids are back now. Strong attacks deal big damage but will leave you open. Here we go. Elbow. Rising elbow. Drop the elbow. All elbows. Oops. Roundhouse kick. Sweep. And a jumping heavy kick. There you go. Heavy attacks leave you open but will reach further and do greater damage than light attacks. Use light and heavy attacks as the situation warrants. Derek says they're already lined up DLC characters for the game, including classics like Billy Kane and Geese Howard. Geese Howard is the ultimate enemy of the SNK universe. He was the first boss ever in their first fighting game, Fatal Fury. And he's also died about 10 times and keeps coming back. So he's probably going to be a rotting zombie at this point. Okay, Press the 2 heavy attacks to perform the blowback. Blowbacks do a lot of damage and knock your opponent on hit. I love blowbacks. Here we go. Ready? Boom! Wall bounce. Jumping blowback. I missed. Landing a grounded blowback lets you perform a follow-up attack on your opponent as they fly through the air. Yes, as they're getting blown back, if they hit the wall and you're near them, you get a free hit, basically. Cool. When you have 1 or more power gauge blocks, perform a forward quarter circle motion and then press the blowback button to do a shatter strike. Okay, this is new. Oh, wait. Hold on a second. Am I doing it right? Oh, there it is. Shatter Strike is a counter move initiated while guarding against an attacking opponent. Landing one renders them defenseless, letting you perform a follow-up attack. Read your opponent and try to turn the tables. Okay, so while your opponent is coming at you and attacking, you do that move, you try to blow through what they're doing. I wonder if it has a hit of super armor. If it hits, it stuns them, and now they're open for a free combo. Let me try that. I'm going to try it one more time, because I was having difficulty doing it.
Ready? Go!
Now I got it on the first try. I guess I just got to practice it. Okay. Next. By pressing a combination of directional and attack buttons, you do special moves, of course. What do they want me to do here? Forward. Oh, so here's a little bit of difference between King of Fighters and other franchises. This is what's considered a command normal. You hold a direction, you press a button. Instead of just doing the regular punch, you'll do a different version of that punch. And in the King of Fighters franchise, you could do what's called 2-in-1s. So I could do standing heavy punch and then forward and light punch, and it combos. Watch this. That's how you do combos in King of Fighters. It's not mashing the button like an asshole like other franchises. You actually do cancel into one move into another, and then you can do a special move after that. Now you have a 3-hit combo. See? That's how you do it in King of Fighters. Okay, so his command is a kick. Okay, it's a floating move. Command moves include sliding low attacks, and also mid attacks that cannot be blocked by crouching guards, meaning an overhead. So listen to moves, check the command moves, because it's different for every character. Okay. Yes, King Goken, Geese is the guy who always fights with no shirt on, but he's wearing a traditional Japanese combat garb that almost looks like a dress or a skirt. But he has like these giant scars across his chest. Kind of interesting character design. Very anime-ish for sure. Okay, next to the opponent on the ground, press forward or back plus heavy attack for a forward throw, or forward and back and heavy kick for a backward throw. Okay, so throw. Throwing is very basic, very much like Street Fighter. Boom. Nice. Throws cannot be guarded against. Aim for a throw to break the opponent's guard. Some characters also have air throws for use against airborne opponents. Sweet. Yeah, Derek, I played a lot of King of Fighters in the 90s. A ton. If you're thrown by the opponent, you can actually guard with a counter throw. To perform one when you're thrown, press forward or back, and then either heavy punch or heavy kick. Nope, try it again. You gotta do it probably super fast. Damn. Okay, I'm just gonna hold and try it. There. Dude, you gotta do it dead on. That's really fast you have to do it. Damn. Counter throws do not work against air throws or command throws. Command throws are special moves specific to certain characters. I guarantee you online, it's going to be very hard to break a throw. That was very precise what I just did right there. Okay. Randy says, how would I react if they went back to 2D sprites for Street Fighter 6? I don't think they'll ever go back to 2D sprites for fighting games. I don't think people want 2D sprites. This is the closest you'll get. 3D models rendered in a 2D plane. I think this is the closest we'll get. Okay. If you land a blow before the opponent's attack animation will end, a counter hit occurs, increasing the damage. Moreover, some skills allow you to follow up when you land a counter hit against an airborne opponent. Try landing an attack on an opponent performing a hyper hop attack. Okay. Countering command moves or higher triggers a counter hit. Wait, countering command moves or higher triggers a counter hit. However, they do not trigger against regular moves unless you successfully attack an opponent performing a hop or hyper hop. So if someone's just pressing a regular button, it won't work. But if you're doing anything like a command move, special move, you can counter hit them. Okay. Got it. When you have 2 or more power gauges, if you press light kick and heavy punch, now this is new, it activates max mode. In max mode, a character's attack and guard crush strength increases.
Ready? Go!
There's max mode. So not only does your damage increase, but your guard crush increases. While in max mode, the mode's gauge slowly drains from 100% and ends when it reaches 0. There's the bar, the max mode bar above the energy count. See that? Okay. Rogue knows that this is like Mortal Kombat in anime. It has some similarities. This game, honestly, this game engine is more complex than Mortal Kombat. It really is. Okay. So while in max mode, I already read that. We're getting there. Activating max mode upon landing a regular attack or a command move will activate max mode quick, and this works if the attacks are even blocked. Max mode quick allows you to combo immediately into another action without leaving an opening. But be warned, because when activating the quick version, attack and guard crush strength do not increase. So, there's 2 max modes. If you just do it when you're just standing neutral, more damage for a limited amount of time, and you'll do more guard crush, so their guard meter will go down more quickly as you hit them. If you do this one, this is basically a cancel move. You're in the middle of a combo, do this to cancel out of your combo and restart the combo and extend the length of it.
Ready? Go!
So, there it is.
And that's it.
Activating the quick version consumes the max mode gauge more than a regular one. However, you cancel your previous attack into another one. Use it to keep attacking or to string moves together more easily. Okay. Approach your opponent and tap Light Punch repeatedly to start a rush. Okay. This is something they've added to almost every single fighting game, and I hate it. I call this easy mode combos. What this means is you literally just mash the light button, and the game will do an auto combo. Now, usually, the damage on auto combos is dramatically reduced from a combo you would do naturally. But the thing I hate about these auto combos, when people are playing online and lag, they literally just mash the button like an asshole, and they'll get a combo that they didn't earn. And I don't like that, but this is a way to have a crutch for newer players who can't really execute tough-to-do combos. And I could definitely see this being a way for newcomers to fighting games to jump into a game like this and still be able to feel like they can pull off something flashy, okay? So let's do what they're calling it the rush. Let's try it. There you go. Rush allows you to continue attacking regardless of the attack button you press. Right, you don't have to keep pressing a combo like, oh, I have to do light, heavy, light. No, it's just mash light, and it gives you the full combo. Okay, next. If you activate Rush when you have 1 or more power gauges, your attack will vary based on the 4th attack button pressed.
Ready?
Okay. So they're saying, oh, look at this. Okay. Okay, hold on. So it's different buttons do auto combos. Oh, that one did a super cancel. See that? Different super cancels. Huh. Alright. That one did an ultimate finish. His ultimate powered up super move. By the way, you want to know something really weird I found out? Because the other night I was doing a little bit of research about the characters in this game. So this is the new protagonist, Shune. Do you know why he wears headphones? Because he has 3 demons that are possessing him at all times. Those are the hands you see when he fights. Like, the demon hand when he does a special move is a demon possessing him. He wears the headphones to drown out the voices of the demons talking to him. Blah 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 blah. That's fucking creepy. Holy shit! I feel bad for this fucking kid. I was making fun of him in King of Fighters 14. That's fucked up. Okay, let's continue here. Jabor says, I agree, auto combos are back to too easy to do.
I am Cat, and
Garrett says, yes, remember I had to move my camera because it was blocking names. I might have to move my camera again when we do online play. And Rope, no, I've never been to Epcot. I've never been to Epcot Center.
Thanks, Derek.
Okay.
I appreciate that.
A special move will trigger if the 4th input is light kick. A super special move if it's heavy punch. a max super special move if it's heavy hit. When you use Light Punch, you activate the strongest attack available. So essentially, everyone's just going to use Light Punch, right? Unless they purposely don't want to use Meter. Pressing set directional buttons and attack buttons simultaneously will activate character-specific special moves. The properties of the special move varies depending on the attack button's strength. Okay, so this is Light Punch. He was dashing forward but didn't hit. Let's do the Light Punch one again. So that's what happens if it hits. If it misses, he dashes forward but whiffs. Now let's do the heavy version. Full screen dash, see? Okay. A special move's strength, speed, distance, and trajectory and properties will change depending on the strength of the attack button that you use. Through the commands list in training mode and try them all out. Alright. Anything else we need to know? EX special moves are powered up moves. They're performed in max mode.
Oh, here we go.
Now a small amount of the mode's gauge.
He was a piece of
to activate
shit.
one outside of max mode,
You
you have to
piece
use
of
half of a
donkey
power
shit.
gauge.
How about this? How about that?
So,
WWE
you can do
champion.
EX special moves by doing
Alright.
two of the same button, like two
WWE
punches,
champions
or two
live
kicks together,
rent-free in
or
your
if you activate
motherfucking
max
head.
mode, now it does it
I
infinitely.
don't think
You don't have to
about
do the double
WWE
button
champions.
input. Alright, so
You
here we
do.
go.
You probably know
EX
way more
version
about the
is faster
fucking
than
game
other
I
two.
ever
Saw a
will,
faster
'cause
move.
you're an idiot. You're an obsessed loser.
Check with special moves. How corresponding EX special moves, check your command list. Okay. Not every move will have an EX available, I guess. Super special moves are powerful special moves activated with specific command inputs. They require and consume one block of the power gauge. They're also known as super moves. That's what they were always called in other fighting games.
Ready?
So here we go. It'll be more elaborate. 2 fireballs. Here it is. A fist punch cannon. Triggered during max mode by consuming part of your max mode gauge. Like special moves, some super special moves change depending on the strength of the attack button you use. Okay. Max super special moves are powerful super special moves activated with specific command inputs. They require and consume 2 blocks of the power gauge. So in this case, it's the same input, but you're using 2 punches instead of 1. Ultimate Super Fist Cannon Punch. Triggered during max mode, by consuming part of your max mode and 1 block of the power gauge, grants you more attack power and invincibility frames than a super special move. Alright. Climax super special moves are ultimate special moves activated with specific command inputs. They require and consume 3 blocks of your power gauge. Damn, we're getting complicated.
Ready?
Okay, so quarter circle back, half circle forward with both heavies.
Hold up.
He missed.
I swear.
I think it's an anti-air. It went straight up. So I guess it might be an anti-air move. Triggered during max mode by consuming the remaining max mode gauge and 1 power gauge, neutral to finish the combo or turn the tide of combat. Okay. Using super special move command inputs during set special moves activates a super cancel. This lets you cancel out of one special move into a super special move. So you're doing the dash attack, cancel into a super.
Ready? Go!
Okay, here we go. There it is. So it hits and then you do the move after it. Got it. Use super cancels actively and often to boost your combo gauge. There's nothing you can do. It's called just be healthy. Truth of the matter is, coronavirus is not an epidemic. Use max super special move command inputs during specific super special moves to activate an advanced cancel. This lets you cancel out of a super special move into a max super special move.
Ready? Go!
So essentially what they're saying here, alright, is you're going to do a combo, which is like this. During that combo, you're going to cancel to a special move. During that special move, you're going to combo into a super special move. See if I can get it to work. Yep. And then during the super special move, you can cancel into the ultimate special move. I did a throw by accident. I did it too late. Oh, come on. Give me the cancel. I gotta throw. God damn it. Got it. So basically, you can do a ginormous combo in the game. And now, of course, there's also the max cancel. So in the middle of doing that, you can cancel out and then continue the combo again. It's pretty advanced. Yeah. Using Climax Super Special Move command, inputs during set Super Special moves or Max Super Special moves will activate a Climax Cancel, letting you cancel out of a Super Special move or Max Super Special move into a Climax Super Special move. Of course. Duh. Okay. Special delivery. Let's do it. So super into the other super. Oh, I did the wrong button. Try that again. I screwed it up. There it is. Gotta master the basics. I got a trophy for completing the tutorial. Very anime-esque. Use climax cancels to inflict lethal damage on the opponent. Perfect for when you're on your last leg, so never give up. Joey says if you combo a super into a super that it can lead up to a touch of death. I guess if it does enough damage, right? Alright, we did all the tutorials. Good stuff. Did the old King of Fighters games have climax special moves? They didn't call them that. The original King of Fighters games, when your health got diminished a certain amount, what would happen is now you'd be blinking red, and you could do the ultimate super. So not just do a regular super, but a super-powered version of the super. So this is a little different. These climax special moves. Okay, what shall we do next? Story mode. Try a team in story mode and mess around. Let's see. Holy shit! That's a lot of characters from start. Holy crap. Where to even begin? First of all, I don't know what those spots are above. I don't know if those are DLC spots that are coming out later. So this is the new protagonist team. Shunei, Matenkun, and Benamaru. Benamaru actually used to be on the old protagonist.
If I could get down on my
now
hands
he's
and
part
knees
of
and
their
say thank
team.
you and still be on
Okay.
camera,
We've got the Fatal Fury team of Terry Bogard, his brother Andy Bogard, and Joe Higashi. That's classic. We've got... Okay, this is kind of the Nests. Well, actually, this is post-Nests, isn't it? Yeah, this is the post... This is one of the... I would say this is one of the Nests teams here. And this also would be considered one of the Nests Saga teams. So this is the post-Nests Saga team, because Ash Crimson became the protagonist at one point. So this is his team. So I recognize Ash, I recognize Elizabeth. I don't necessarily recognize Kukri. Doesn't mean he wasn't in it. I just don't recognize him. Now here we have the Art of Fighting team. Rio, Robert with a mustache. That's weird. And King. They put King on the Art of Fighting team. She used to be on the all like female protagonist heroine team, but I guess they put her on the Art of Fighting team. She is an Art of Fighting character. Down here we got Antonov, who was the mini boss of the last game, King of Fighters 14. Ramon, who was a character from a long time ago, like the early 2000s, and the King of Dinosaurs. They're not... How are they related? I don't even know how they're on their own team in this one. I think this is kind of like the oddball team at this time. Okay. I'm being told, yes, it's confirmed that these top slots are DLC teams, and there's going to be one free character that's not on a team. Okay. So now, wow, now this is interesting.
Again, just shut your
Kyo, Iori, and Shizuru on the same team.
Permanently, you put a
That's
zipper on your
interesting.
lip and go zip.
Of course, they're the
And
classic.
never talk again.
These two are the
Better
classic
off. You're
protagonists.
actually be better off.
And then she was
Shut
the
the
mini
hell
boss of King of Fighters 96. This is the returning Orochi team. These are the kids who in King of Fighters 97 were supposed to be a rock band, but then ended up being cultists trying to resurrect the god Orochi. And Chris actually became Orochi at the end of the game. as Cronin and made him look different. Although apparently he's going to play the same as K9999 did. Great. Angel, I actually don't remember the story of Angel and how she relates to Kula. So this would be the Nests team right here. Yeah, this is the Nests team from that plot line. Here is the, oh, this is different. I was going to say, oh, is this the Psycho Soldier team? No. Athena has now been teamed up with Mai and Yuri to be a new heroines team. That's interesting. Antonov's team is called the Galaxy Antonov Wrestling Team. Oh, wow. So they're like a wrestling club. Okay. Now, this is interesting, too. Look at this. What is a fucking oddball team? What is this shit? This is a complete oddball team. Blue Mary from the Fatal Fury franchise. Vanessa, who also is a previous character from the King of Fighters franchise, who was a spy, like a secret agent. And Luong? Is she new? I don't even know who this is. I think she might be a new character or a new-ish character.
Do you want to play the fucking game?
I have no idea. Now, this is a new team, but interestingly enough, fucking Hydern is on it. Hydern has been in King of Fighters since the first game. And they put him on a team with 2 new characters. So Isla is supposed to be the dramatic rival of the previous protagonist, Shun-E. Apparently, Isla also is possessed by some kind of a ghost or demon. The difference is the ghost hands are always on the screen, while Shun-E can command those demons at any time. He has 3 of them. She only has 1, but it's always there. That's weird. I have no idea why Hydern is on this team. And then we have another new character, Dolores, and she was actually in the beta and is a weird character who has like ranged abilities, but I never really used her. And then we have the Ikari Warriors team. Leona Hydern, yes, she's the daughter of Hydern. And then Ralph Jones and Clark Still. Holy shit. This is just so weird. Now, by the way, I think I have a couple alternate outfits, but I don't know how to access them. I really have no idea. I don't even know who to start with. Who do you start with, right? Luong was Kim Kaphwan's wife? Really? Where's Kim Kaphwan? He's not even in this. His wife is in it and not him. That's fucked up. You know what? I might just start with a classic team. I might just start with a team that I'm pretty much going to know how to play with. Like, I would know how to play with the Ikari Warriors. I would know how to play with the Fatal Fury guys, or the fighting team. And then maybe mix it up with new characters after. You know what? Why not just start with the classic Fatal Fury team, right? Why not? Game Trekker just tipped me $5. I gotta say, I want to see more of my Tenkun the Pillow Boy. Just like you experienced in King of Fighters 14 and the 15 beta. These moves are fairly straightforward, but with some fun tricks. Give him the pillow in the face. Alright, thank you for that tip. I don't have money to do it. 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 I think our first run in story mode, I want to go with the Fatal Fury team. Now, how do I fucking do this? X? Oh, now wait a minute. I have an... Oh, shit. His default outfit, but we also have his outfit from Mark of the Wolves from the early 2000s game that was SNK's answer to the Street Fighter 3 series. I'm going to go with the classic, but it's cool that we have the Mark of the Wolves. Now, let's go for a different color scheme. Ooh. Oh, man, I like both of these. Let's go with the black and red. Okay. Then we'll go with Andy Bogard. Oh, they changed his outfit. Now he has flames all over his body. That's different. Ooh, I kind of like the blue. Oh, yeah, I like the blue. We're going to go with the blue. And then Joe Higashi, the kickboxer who throws tornadoes out of his hands. Figure that out. Ooh. All right, we'll go with this turquoise. Sweet. Here we go. My first gameplay. King of Fighters 15. I'm excited. Who's running the tournament this time? Last time it was Antonov. Who? I can't even read that. Anastasia? Fucking Anastasia from the movie Anastasia is running the tournament. Wow. Look at this dude. Look at this fucking guy. Look, the Orochi team's reinvited even though they were previously dead. Anastasia. What is going on here?
Laugh sounds
Taking
like
a selfie.
act. So when I laugh and I go,
Clements Bellamy? What a name.
does that sound like
Clements
act?
Bellamy.
No, it sounds nothing like that at all.
Duh. Benamaru. That's right, he's on this team with these two from 14. Oh, here we go. Why does she have a gas mask? What the fuck did you say to me? Who is Dolores? We don't know who they are. And why is Hyder on their team? Alright, well, let's get started. We'll start with Terry. We'll go Andy and Joe. See what we can pull off here. Isla is a graffiti artist. What an exciting occupation. That's a job, huh? Alright. Province, Main Street at night. First time seeing the real stages.
You rip kill, and that's it, because you're just going to waste our time again.
Nice shoes. So if she was Kim Kavon's wife, I'm assuming she's going to have like Taekwondo moves, right?
Ready? Go!
Oh, he has a shoulder. Okay. He has a shoulder charge. He also has crack shot? Crack shot. Oh, crack shoot, they call it. Oh, there's a lot of moves. He has power dump, too. Ah, interrupted it. Graphics are pretty good. I'm liking the graphics. You guys are spamming dinosaurs? Oh, look, he's talking to Blue Mary. She's a mercenary, basically. If I remember correctly, I think they used to go out, like in the previous games. That was one of the plot lines. They were romantically attached. Oh, I didn't have enough range. Our guys are still works. God damn it. I did Buster Wolf and she blocked it. She blocked the Buster Wolf, which is the other super. Alright. Andy Bogart. Gotta see if he still has the same moves. What's weird is he has a fireball which he never used to have. Oh my god. I don't know what his moves are. Okay, there's the kick. That move used to be great, but I don't know if it's good anymore. I don't know any... You know, I gotta look at his moves list because I don't remember it. I'm getting my ass handed to me. Okay, his command move. He has two command moves. He has forward and kick, and then also down and heavy kick in the air. So Zanakin... I think that's the elbow charge. The kick is what I was doing, but apparently you can cancel it. His Shokin is his fireball.
What do I do?
And then he has the uppercut. Okay. Okay, special moves. So back and forward is a super kick, and forward and back is a punch. Okay.
You want to play the fucking game?
Wow. You're seeing my ass. I don't know what I'm doing with the character. The computer's whooping my ass. Yeah, guys, please stop spamming the dinosaur. I don't want to have to time anyone out on premiere day, but you guys are kind of flooding the chat and no one can talk. Please stop.
Round 4. Ready? Go!
Oh, that's it's a quick fall. Look at that. Oh, I almost did a super cancel.
Player 2 wins.
Now Joe Higashi. See if we can remember him.
Final round. Ready? Go!
Hageyapa! He still has it. Hageyapa! Nice. Whoa, it moves super fast now. Hageyapa! Ooh, super cancel too. EX. Oh god, EX throws a bunch of them. Oh wow. Interesting. Man, I gotta mess around with these characters. Thank you, Snow Carls goes for $1.50 tip. He says, have you ever gone camping and since moving to Washington, do I believe in Bigfoot? No and no. How did I get a rank of S? I got my ass beat, not knowing what I was doing with half the characters. I got a rank of S. Right.
Select order.
Let's start with Joe this time. Mix up the orders here.
Your next
I like the graphics. I do like the graphics, Carlton Jr. Alright. Wait a minute. Are we fighting ourselves? Shark Surf Shop. The beach resort.
The Satan of martial arts himself.
We are fighting ourselves.
Storm chaser's dream come true. Joe Higashi.
Joe Higashi.
Round 1. Ready?
Grow up.
Go!
Oh, he has the rabbit punch. Let me look at his command list. So he has step high kick. Oh, he has a slide. And he has 2 different high kicks and a slide. Okay. Hurricane upper. Tiger kick is his anti-air. Slash kick is the dashing forward kick. Oh, they changed that multi-punch move into a dragon punch input. And then if you keep pressing it, there's various different finishes to it. It's like almost like Rekka's with Fei Long. That's different. And then double screw upper and then forward and backless kicks is the golden tiger. Alright. He didn't die. This is premium. Okay. Oh, you got different ones. Interesting. And there's the heavy slide. Tiger kick. 100 tornadoes.
Round 2. Ready? Go!
And she did hat a money buff reduces your salt levels while the hat is green. What the fuck? Hageyapa! This is a hurricane uppercut and he says Hageyapa. Some things just get lost in translation. I did it. I did the EX Super. Did decent damage, but not a ton. Surprisingly enough, I did the super powered move and didn't do that much damage. Huh.
Hey, come on! Round 3.
Does he play like Adon? Interestingly enough, they're supposed to be the same combat style, like kickboxer style. But no, he doesn't play like Adon at all, actually. Oh, look at that! They clash with their projectiles. Oh, I didn't know that. Crack shot is an overhead. I didn't even know that about Terry, because I was blocking low and it hit me.
Stand your ground. Ready?
Looks like someone had too much chili at Wendy's.
They said, Phil, you know, we contribute to you, but it always seems like it's a black hole. Because it always seems like no matter how much a reactionary anti-air there, having problems, you're always still in debt and nothing's getting better. I agree with you. I wanted to see what the super did, and did some pretty good damage there. Oh, that's new. I never even seen that before. Oh, he's interrupting my super. There we go. Interesting. That's right, not kickboxers, Muay Thai style. That's right. Both Adon and Joe Higashi are supposed to be the Muay Thai fighting style. Someone named Gorilla Pimps Ghost at the $1.50 saying, I just tuned in. Poor Goji Tanks can't play you in this. I doubt Goji Tanks will be playing this game. I really doubt it. Again, they're giving me an S rank for some reason.
Select order.
Oh man. I'm being asked by Derek, what are some of my favorite stages of King of Fighters? Dude, there's been so many over the years. I remember the Psycho Soldier, King of Fighters 96 Psycho Soldier stage is on a giant bridge with all her fans because she's a pop star. And it's playing the Psycho Soldier theme song. What the fuck? Five Nights at Freddy's. Are you shitting me? There's a Five Nights at Freddy's stage.
Just a twist, she gets her hands on you.
Okay. I don't know anything about this character. She was one of the games that I barely played.
Ready?
Angel. I think she's a grappler. Jesus. Jesus! I don't want that. Damn, there's like no chip damage. You saw that? Wow, she had a get up move that was faster than my meaty.
Miserable. Just miserable.
Low short stopped it. Damn. No, I didn't play much. She's from 2002. I didn't play much 2002. Nope. That's when they stopped having them. I just start emulating them to play them. Oh god, Kula looks a little different. They changed her character design. Her hands are freakishly large. Oh, I love the ice effect on her block. Oh, it looks like a real sheet of ice now. I actually really like that. Oh wow, look at that.
Wow, what a moron. You shouldn't have just stood still.
Nice reverse. Yeah. Oh, she got me with that's the quarter circle 4 plus 2 heavies.
This is more
It's the one that basically freezes you and then you're open for a combo after.
Hey, come on. Now or never. Ready? Go. Watch him.
Oh my god, she reversed my projectile. Holy shit. That was sick.
Watch him. Watch him.
Almost. Oh my god, she's a fucking snowman. She fucking dropped snowman out of the sky now. Holy shit. Damn, I like her design now. So this guy used to be K999 and removed his aliens completely. Now he's back with a different name and design. Oh fuck, fuck, fuck. Ah! God damn it. I did Power Geyser and then the maximum Power Geyser. Maximum Power Geyser did insane damage. You saw that shit? That was crazy damaging. All right, it's Kevin's fault. Angel was in King of Fighters 2001 with the NES team Foxy, K999, and Kula Diamond. Ah. Another S rank. I just keep getting S ranks for some odd reason. Whoa, cutscene. There's Dolores. It's Super Hound's fault. She's not gonna hide her. Verse. They're trying to bring Verse back? Why? It's Dark Dave's fault. Reverse. There's a sick motherfucker on the internet called Super Hound, whatever the fuck this idiot's name is. So she has to work with her rival. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so lame that the plot's been redone for those two to be the fucking protagonists. Ugh.
Select order.
Alright, I guess we'll start with Terry again. We'll go to
Copper. Fuck
oh,
you,
we're fighting the Akari Warriors this
there,
time.
fuck you.
Cool.
Your next challenger is
My last shot, fly golden arrow.
Ikari Warrior.
It was a Metal Slug tank.
He didn't die.
It is the Metal Slug tank. That's the Metal Slug background, dude. That's all Metal Slug shit. That's awesome.
You best stay out of his way.
I mean, they're not from Metal Slug, but it's cool to see another SNK game referenced in this game. Go. Fatty fat fuck. Okay.
One. Ready? Go!
That's the dude from Metal Slug in the background. Holy shit, that's sweet. Look, they're all dancing around back there. Ah, that's amazing. It's all the POWs. Super cancel. Yeah. Corner super cancel combo. Beautiful. This is so awesome. There's fucking Metal Slug stage in the game. I love it. Here's Ralph.
Ready?
Oh, there he goes. His flash and charge move there. Oh, he bounced. I didn't get the full combo. Oh, I can't super cancel after the crack shoot. Oh, he jumped right into the supercharged power, guys. They're beautiful. I hope Terry's good in this because I always like playing with Terry. Oh, there's a Blade's anti-air. Nice throw. Nice block there. Today's been incredibly slow. Thanks, Derek. I appreciate that. Oh, it's too far away. Got her that time. Rising tackle. See, I know how to play. I know how to play with Terry. I don't really know how to play with the other guys because I was never very good with them. Terry was one of the characters I played with a lot back in the day in King of Fighters. Oh, high scorer. I got a score achievement.
Oh, no,
trophy.
you
High
didn't, you
scorer.
motherfucking
Very
piece
nice.
of shit cocksucker.
All right, let's go with Andy again.
Mark
then
my
Joe,
fucking
then Terry.
words.
Wonder how many fights you have to complete to see the end
I'm
of the
coming
story.
for you. I'm gonna
Clark,
find
my
out
favorite member of the Ikari Warriors. He's good because he has fun grapples. But I think I always liked Ralph better. I don't know why.
Let this be noticed live on the internet. Your
classical Chinese
and
garden.
you
I haven't
are
seen
done.
any of these stages before. Look at this one.
The maker above didn't skimp out on this guy. He's got looks,
I like this guy's
money, and
hair.
super
Benimaru.
Benimaru Nikaido.
I'm sure you will.
Round 1. Ready?
Wow, look at the graphics in the background. That's sick. Anti-air, beautiful. Whoa. Catch him! Yes, that was beautiful. Chipped him to death. Nice. Music's pretty good. Oh my god. Kid can't even stay awake. The sleepy kid. Wow. Wake up already, you asshole. Wow. Oh. So he has a quick, he can jump into a roundhouse, he has a quick fall. Yeah, down and roundhouse gives him a quick fall ability. Interesting. Oh shit. I fell for it. Fell for the air kicks. Well, there's fake Derricks now. It sucks. I'll have to try to take care of that later.
Now or never. Ready? Go!
Wow, it goes full screen. Projectile, he didn't used to go full screen as projectile. They changed it. That's too slow to be effective, I feel. Oh, his rush got stuffed. He's a rush combo super. He just stuffed it with one hit. That sucks. Must be combo only.
Round 4. Ready? Go!
Nice combo. Oh, he's jumping, his pop roundhouse stuffs a lot of moves. Jesus. Jada, yes, eventually I will play as K. Eventually. I'll likely try all the characters eventually. I'm not going to have time for that today, but... Alright, let's start with Terry again. We'll go to Joe and Andy. We must be coming to the end of the story mode, I would think. So here's Mai Shiranui, who is the girlfriend slash fiance of Andy, and infamously has ridiculously large breasts for no good reason besides Japanese fans.
I don't have money to do it. I don't have money to do it.
It's basically what she's known for.
I don't have money to do it. I don't have money to do it. I don't have money to do it.
Oh, the Coliseums are supposed to be near the end. We're gonna fight in a Coliseum. There's lyrics.
Ready? Go!
These lyrics are so distracting. Ooh. She didn't do anything. She's got her ass beat. What are these lyrics? Come on, come on. Press more buttons, scrub, come on. So here's Athena, who is always a staple character of King of Fighters. One of the best actual like Shoto type characters actually, with her projectile zoning, and also gives a high combo ability with this air diving that she has. Oh, she stuffed it. Psycho Ball. Psycho Ball. Oh, the bump. She's the booty bump. The aerial booty bump. Get out of here. Got her, but it didn't get full damage because she was too far away. But it did go through her move. Nice.
Ready? Go!
Ow. So this is Yuri Sakazaki. She's the sister of Ryo Sakazaki. She's the main character of Art of Fighting. She was added in Art of Fighting 2, I believe. And then there's always a staple of the King of Fighters franchise. I don't care. Wow, unless the first hit hits, the super doesn't even finish. Oh, done. Oh! These lyrics are ridiculous. They're very distracting. Okay. Gregor tipped me $5. Says, I got an honest question. Your negative personality back in the day, was it a gimmick or a bit that you would do or not? To me, it always seemed like you were overdoing it and it wasn't really you behind the scenes, or at least I hope it wasn't. I mean, if I was always an overly negative person everywhere I went, do you really think anyone would even want anything to do with me, you know? Like, when I was originally doing YouTube videos, I would ham it up, always complaining, always saying the game sucks and stuff like that. It was definitely part of a shtick that I had. Alright, here's the end. By the way, thank you for the $5 tip, Gregor. So who are we going to fight for the finals here? Uh-oh. So now Isla loses control instead of Shune. Great. Oh, come on. Look at this stupid thing. No. The Otom, what does that even mean? Okay. I have reverse. Instead of verse, it's reverse.
Feel your levels
Sure.
rising.
Sure.
Some kind of monster is attacking us.
Yeah.
Verse.
Some kind of monster. What is this? Ominous Arena. Hey, look, it's the character from Street Fighter 5. What's his name with the dreads? The guy with the crazy flowing red hair. She reverses fireballs. Look at this juggle she just did. Today's been incredibly slow. Oh, fuck. Yeah, cool super. Are you a functional retard? I have to ask. Well, that sucked. This super has super short range. I thought it was going to be a projectile. It just stood there and didn't do shit.
Burn to fight. Ready? Go!
Magayapa! Turning the tables trophy. Okay. That can't be the whole game. There's got to be another boss. That was easy. That was super easy. Yeah, see, for a grudge match, that was dull as hell. Why bother coming here? I agree with Joe. Okay. I agree with Joe here. Yeah, it can't be over. There's going to be another fight. Oh, nice. Multi-million-dollar arena destroyed. How nice. Oh, Christ. What is this now? Streaming you. Oh, no. Maybe I don't want to know. What the fuck is that? Supernova in the background. Oh, come on. What is that now? What? What? The fuck? It's an angel. Otomoraga. Of course, it was always a Tomoraga. Alright.
The goddess of truth, Otomoraga, stands in the way.
The goddess of truth stands in the way. Oops, throw a banana peel. Maybe she'll trip over the ledge. Stupid announcer's terrible. What the fuck? It's just bunny ears. Special delivery. What the hell are you talking about? He spanked the boss. He fucking spanked her. Oh, super armor. Saw that? Spank her yet. Come on. Spank the final boss. I got her. Seriously? I beat her. Oh, she has second form. Great. Oh, now she's really pissed. Oh, what the? Now that was cheap. How was I supposed to know she was going to instantly attack? Come on. Okay, then.
Ready? Go!
She doesn't get a full health bar. Oh, but she does insane damage. What the fuck? Oh my god. She has full screen moves and insane damage. Fuck.
Hey, come on! Final round. Ready? Go!
Oh my god. Ah. Ah. She's Oh my god! Here's the fucking damage she does. No! Not him! I got her. Revenge. What the fuck? She's crazy damage. And thank you for playing. Double trophy for winning. Oh my god. Alright, she was incredibly easy. Seriously, incredibly easy for a SNK boss. Usually SNK bosses are ridiculously insane to beat and you take multiple tries, and I beat her on the first shot, so they made her really easy. So is she the one who controls all the hands? Are she all the hands that like Shune has? It's her versions or something? Yeah. Our champions are back. Back to you in the studio. So here is the Fatal Fury finale story. Bromance on the beach. Man, Joe sure is late. And here we are on our victory lap vacation. It's been almost 3 hours since the meeting time. Should someone go get him? Knowing that guy probably overslept or mixed up his underwear and swim trunks. Oh my god. Alright, so Gabe Horn is awesome. Here she goes again. Oh, isn't that Joe? Hey, you guys! Joe, who the heck are those injuries from? Is he carrying a crocodile? What is this? Hey, that thing doesn't bite, does it? Joe, what in the world are you doing? Is that reptile the reason you're late?
Like someone had too much chili at Wendy's.
As if. This is just a little souvenir I picked up for you guys. But more importantly, get this, Terry and Andy. I, Joe Higashi, have finally gotten Lily to go on a date with me. Who's Lily? Oh my god. What? What an idiot. Lily? You mean Billy's little sister? Billy Lee? Like, not Billy Lee, excuse me, Billy Kane. Remember asking about, okay, he was going to ask her if they won the championship. Exactly, that brother of hers kept butting in. He won't get away with it this time. Billy Kane's little sister, Lily. The story will bring you to tears. I'm getting misty thinking about it. Will you give it a listen? No. The tale of Joe and Lily's romance extravaganza. Okay, I'll hear you out. You gotta use your inside voice. Here, take a drink. I have to admit, I'm curious what you got up to this time. Oh my god. I bet you gave her some fried crocodile or something. What? No. Still, you're on the right track with this bad boy. What? What? See what makes a maiden's heart go pitter-patter? Flowers, of course. This is boring. No lady out here would turn up her nose at a nice big bouquet, so I popped over to Thailand. Huh, not a bad instinct. Thailand is famous for its exotic flowers. This is like a fucking anime. But I didn't just pick some common bloom. I punched my way through man-eating snakes, hurricane upward a huge ferocious crocodile. All to get my hands on this. What the fuck? It's alive. What the hell is that gross thing? Are you sure she want to receive the most monstrous, flower? Sure, oh sure. Oh, what a rare and beautiful specimen. Darling, you shouldn't have, she'll say. Beaming like a little angel. Hoo-wee! Hitting the jungle was totally worth it. Oh my god. The legend of Joe starts now. Yes. Oh, looks like you got a message, Joe. Oh, thanks, man. Oh, it's from Lily. Let's see. Dear Joe, I'm so sorry. My friend got hurt and we're all going to visit her in the hospital. Why does she look like she's 12? Joe. Would it be alright to cancel our movie plans tonight? Her friends look like they're 10. And she looks 12.
Derek. I appreciate it.
No way. Lily. Oh, it keeps going. Still, you went through all that trouble to buy our tickets. So I talked to my brother about it. He's got to go with Billy Kane. He said he had something to tell you, so he's heading your way now. I'm sure he wants to be better friends with you, Joe. Billy Kane was also a Fatal Fury character. I hope you and Billy enjoy the movie. Let's hang out together next time, the three of us. Lily Kane. Brother? Here he is. He broke his phone. Who the hell you calling brother? I mean, lyrics. Lyrics start playing. Wow. Okay then. Is every ending going to be that ridiculous? I think so. They'll probably all be wacky. And now lyrics. Oh my god. So thank you to the patriarchy for a $32 tip, and he says, which hat is Dino best? I guess we're gonna find out. Let's get him up on the leaderboard. Let's get that added to the total. Thank you to the patriarchy for the biggest tip of the day. Listen to this groovy rock music. How dumb they are. It really is like watching the end of a TV show, right? It feels like you just saw like an epic anime. They really stylized this game nicely now. Pretty cool. I'm probably gonna get content ID claim, by the way. Oh well. It's like 1990s, like rock. That's what it sounds like. I wonder if they basically got the regular voice actors for everyone. So now we know, what's her name? Isla's hands are actually reverse, but then we know that the other hands are actually this god, or god of truth or something, that's trying to break through the universes, right? What happened? Why is so... What's this music? Oh, now we get even more credits? I think we get even more credits now. More lyrics? It's taking forever. It's, it's like a fucking movie ending. Are you shitting me? Fuck this. It's here for an hour.
There you go.
Live to fight another day. Alright, that's it. So that's the tutorials and the story mode for Fatal Fury. Obviously, there's a lot more to check out. But that was pretty interesting intro, right? I would say that was a pretty interesting introduction to the game. Cool. Alright, guys. So, guess what? It's now time for our break. Obviously, normally I would have gone on break way earlier. But because we were in the midst of the story mode, I wanted to finish the first run through story mode. So first things first, guys, you guys got to vote on a hat for me to wear when I come back from break. So let's get that poll up right now, okay? Which hat is KOF best? Would it be Cowboy, Pilot, Pikachu, or Viking? So please vote on this during the break. We're going to take about a 20-minute break. When I come back, there'll still be around 90 more minutes of King of Fighters 15 here on the stream. And it'll be up to you if you guys want me to try out a different team in story mode, or if you want me to go online. If I go online, I'm just going to play with the Fatal Fury team, because I don't know what else I'm doing, you know. I've only played with the one team so far. I don't really know much. I'm probably going to get bodied. But it's up to you if you want to see online play for the second half of this stream, or if you want to see me try another team, you know, offline and try to learn stuff with them, okay? So thank you guys so much for the support. I'll be back shortly. See you in a little bit. Awesome.
Fatty fat fuck.
Trash game online. It really is trash.
trust me with your life? With your life? With your life? Do you trust me with your life? With your life? With your life? You can fall back on me. If you lose it all, I'll be right here for you, waiting. Just trust me, and I'll take the pain away. You must take my hand. Yeah, I got to get away. Got your back, babe. Got your back, babe. Do you trust me with your life? With your life? With your life? Do you trust me with your life? With your life? With your life?
I We'll see just how perfect
dead air.
Stop this!
Oh, yeah. Let's get it.
Sledgehammer. Oh yeah. Sledgehammer.
Stop
Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer.
My laugh sounds like ack, ack, ack. So when I laugh, I go, or, does that sound like ack, 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 ack? No, sound doesn't like that at all.
I'm coming for you. Oh yeah. Zabadazoo. The soothing sounds of Barry White during the zombie apocalypse.
What the? $500 votes for the Pikachu hat, even though we didn't have 500 people on the stream. That's very interesting. That's fine. I don't care. I like the Pikachu hat. It's comfy. It actually is quite comfortable. All right, now, first of all, during the break, I got a $5 tip from Game Tracker who says the Dino Spam in chat is something else. I gotta say, I think it'd be wise to give the people what they want and try out King of Dinosaurs. You can see what his trials are like, and maybe also Matenkun's my 2 cents. So let's add that to the total. We got a vote for King of Dinosaurs. Hold on. And then during the break, I received a $25 tip from 1 Minute Man. That is correct. So let's go ahead and add that to the running total. We're now at $130 in tips. We got over 90 minutes left. What I'm going to do is see what you guys want me to do next.
I appreciate
Depending on what you want to see me do next, that'll determine what I do. If I do try a new team right now, that means there's likely not going to be any online play on this first stream. But that's fine. I'm playing it later tonight, and maybe the whole late stream could be online play. Okay? If that's what you guys want to see, are you guys trying to see? Do you really want to see the Dinosaur Man? The King of Dinosaurs is his freaking name. Because I don't know anything about him. What I would have to do is I would have to go to like trials or training mode and mess around with that team and then play with them a bit. Right? Okay, if that's what you guys really want, and then they'll be online. I guess tonight's late stream would be the online play, right? All right. People want to see a guy with a dinosaur head. You guys are dying for this, huh? All right, let's mess around with it then. Actually, I should probably put my headphones on and my glasses, right? Now, guys, just so you know, I am playing till 4 p.m. or a little later. I could go a little later today if I want to. It's up to me, depending on how I feel and what we're in the middle of. Okay. We are at $130 in tips. If we hit the total tips goal of 150, I'm going to put on a football jersey, and you guys will get to vote on the color of jersey that I will wear today, including white and black, black and gray, or black, blue, and white.